Indomitable. Like the trees that surround us, our roots run deep, our foundation strong. This is a game played to the sound of chants, to the sound of anthems. This game is played to the sound of glory. We are Sacramento. Indomitable we stand. For the Republic we stand. Indomitable.
And it's no easy task to begin your season with the first 4 matches out on the road, but for Vancouver Whitecaps too, that's exactly how it has gone in their first inaugural season as a MLS affiliation. All you have to do is ask the Sacramento Republic how that goes. It was a season ago. They played their first 6 on the road, but at the end of the year, they took home the championship trophy. Good evening, everybody. I'm Rob McAllister alongside MLS veteran Kevin Goldthwait. Kevin, a new club. The Whitecaps too here. What can we expect tonight?
You know, kind of yet to be seen really how these guys are going to come out to play, but really first part of the season, it's going to be difficult for them to get themselves established and really establish some sort of style of play for them. But I think it's going to be exciting tonight to see how they come up, if they're going to be on the front studs, holding back, waiting to see how Sacramento goes. So it's going to be a great game tonight. Well,
tonight's match brought to you by the California Endowment, building healthy communities and a stronger California. Let's take you to the highlights from a week ago, as it was a great match here at Bonney Field. Great to be back home for Sacramento, for the Republic, who started the year 1-2. They're now 2-2 on the year, and they played one heck of a match. Rodrigo Lopez looked very impressive, came out with a nice goal to start things off for the Republic, and then followed by Emma Clementa, and right after that, David Estrada. They go on to win 3-1. Very impressive.
Yeah, 3 first half goals. Great to see Rodrigo getting the score sheet. Great to see Clementa. Outside back play was phenomenal last week. So it's going to be a great game tonight. See if they can kind of roll off of that momentum they earned last week against LA Galaxy 2 tonight.
And so we know the Republic have had good chances here at Bonney Field. They've been almost perfect playing here in these confines, but they've got a tough stretch here. They've got 3 matches in 7 days. What's Coach Preki got to do to make sure that he's got the right formula for success?
You know, it is tough. You really start to have to juggle your lineup with who's going to be coming in. Also, on top of that, we already have some reserve players coming in with injuries for the first team guys. So it's going to be a tough week, and it's really going to be on Preki to establish something early and make sure guys are getting the right amount of minutes and not getting burnt out too quickly early in this week.
And so we know there was another tough task ahead here tonight. Even though the Whitecaps, they're ready to get home, but they've still got a match here to play tonight against the Sacramento Republic. And when you look at the matchups between these two teams, who should we really key on here tonight?
You know, I think the big keys tonight are we're going to have the center midfield for the game tonight is where the match is really going to be won. I want to see Rodrigo and Octavio come in and really put their influence on the game early. So I think that's where the battle's going to be run, the middle of the field, and really want to see the Republic come out and put their best foot forward early in this match tonight.
And for the Whitecaps, too, it's not a team that we have been able to really get a good grasp on what they can do yet. They're still new. They're trying to figure out how to use those guys and how to bring them up to the MLS level. But they got a different style of play that could be really troublesome really quickly. Looks like they've got an attack that really could be causing some problems for the Republic.
Right. They play an attractive brand of soccer all the way up to the first team with Carl Robinson. Really want to make sure that they're going forward, playing possession, attacking, and when they lose the ball, want to win it back as quickly as they possibly can. And that seems to be Carl Robinson's style, and I think we'll see that again tonight.
Well, you have your starting lineups and the kickoff coming up after this. The Whitecaps 2 and the Republic here at Bonney Field.
When it comes to meeting the world's energy needs, what's needed now is new thinking, new technology, and a new source to cleanly and cost-effectively power us into the next generation.
As a company, we don't encourage waste, but we do encourage that if you have it, make something purposeful with it.
Atlas Refuel, using anaerobic digestion, breaking down food waste into clean natural gas. Replacing nearly 1 million gallons of diesel annually results in significant savings for all automotive fleets. For more information, atlasrefuel.com.
How do you start your day?
What is she doing? Oh, there you go! I won!
You are sizzling right now!
Please don't make me explain.
Oh, come on!
Hello. What about me?
Look at that. Yeah.
I'm the Tootsie-Nator.
Step into a Slim Jim!
The right place at the right time. Yeah, we'll just keep moving on, huh?
That's how we get it started. Watch Good Day.
I'm so happy!
And find your happy place.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
How do you start your day?
What is she doing? Oh, there you go! I won!
You are sizzling right now!
Please don't make me explain.
Oh, come on!
Look at that.
Yeah. I'm the Tootsinator.
Step into a Slim Jim.
The right place at the right time. Yeah, we'll just keep moving on, huh?
That's how we get it started.
Watch Good Day
I'm so happy.
and find your happy place.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
And welcome back to Bonney Field. Rob McAllister alongside Kevin Goldthwait. Now we'll toss it over to our public address announcer, Jamie Coffey, with our national anthem.
Let's meet tonight's opponent, the Vancouver Whitecaps FC2. In goal, number 39, Spencer Ritchie. On defense, number 55, Chris Serban. On defense, 54, Craig Nitty. On defense, 26, Tim Parker. On defense, number 42, Jordan Haynes. In the midfield, number 37, Mitch Piro. In the midfield, number 30, Ben McKendry. In the midfield, 48, Victor Blasco. In the midfield, number 50, Sahil Sando. At forward, number 49, Mackenzie Fridham. And at forward, number 51, Billy Schuler.
Indomitable. Like the trees that surround us, our roots run deep, our foundation strong. This is a game played to the sound of chants, to the sound of anthems. This game is played to the sound of glory. We are Sacramento. Indomitable we stand. For the Republic we stand.
And now, the starting lineup for your Sacramento Republic FC. In goal, number 24, Patrick McLean. On defense, number 23, Emra Clementa. On defense, number 21, Mickey Daly. On defense, number 2, Derek Foran. On defense, number 20, James Kiffey. In the midfield, number 19, Octavio Guzman. In the midfield, number 16, Zem Taublib. In the midfield, number 18, Ivan Mirkovic. In the midfield, number 8, Rodrigo Lopez. At forward, number 3, David Estrada. And your captain, number 17, Justin Braun. Now please welcome to the field Vancouver Whitecaps FC2, your Sacramento Republic FC, and accompanied by Health for All. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise now and remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. And now, please welcome Andre Kazak in his rendition of the United States National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Andre.
It's now time for our injury report, brought to you by UC Davis Children's Hospital. Well, nobody for the Whitecaps, too, here tonight, but Tommy Stewart, that left footed. Mateus Bonvi with that right quad strain still out, but we know that a lot of these players have been able to come back in recent weeks, and that was a big help in just a few nights ago as we saw Rodrigo Lopez, even a Nemanja Vukovic siding back on the field, and Max Alvarez coming in late as well. So getting healthier, and I think UC Davis doing their job getting our players right back on the field, Kevin.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. Only seeing Tommy Stewart and Bonney on that list is a great sight to see. Getting some guys like Vukovic and Roro back in the lineup is also great to see, especially in this busy week right now.
And our referee tonight is Victor Rivas, Vicente Cortez, Chris Elliott, and Turin Ozademeyer is also along the sidelines here tonight alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. 72 degrees here in Sacramento. A bit windy, though. The gusts have died down just a bit, but steady around 15 miles per hour. We're getting gusts up to 20 to 25. We were at 35 just about an hour ago, Kevin. I was afraid if we were building a stay up here in the press box, the wind really whipping around. It seems like it might be sort of an uphill climb for the team that's headed north to start this first half.
Yeah, it's definitely something that each team's going to have to take into consideration here, which way you're going, which way you're not going, but really the wind does affect this game, and I think it's going to play a big part here tonight. And hopefully towards maybe the end of the match, there's going to be some sort of a die down on that wind, which would be great.
Now we see that we had a couple of changes in that lineup, and looking at really Zev Taubli making his first start for the Republic, his first professional start. Very cool to see him out here in the lineup. And for Valparaiso, you know, he's the one player that really came in, I thought, gave the Republic a spark here a few nights ago against Los Angeles.
Absolutely, similar to Mirkovic in the middle, a little pit bull, getting his nose stuck in, getting his foot stuck in, whatever he can, and did a really good job of coming in early and linking up. And you see Lopez kind of giving some instruction in there, letting Taubli know what he wants to see tonight. And like I said, I think he did a great job coming in and linking up well with the guys.
Now, one of the midfielders that we'd like to probably keep an eye on for the Whitecaps, too, would be Ben McKendry, a homegrown contract player. You know, he's dual citizenship with Canada, and New Zealand. This is a player has been very solid in the middle for a Whitecaps team that's 1-2 on the year, looking to go back home even at 2 apiece.
Yeah, in the middle of the park, going to be the spark plug for Vancouver. Also, take a look for Billy Schuler up top. Great pedigree. Played over in Europe with Hammarby in Sweden for a while. Came back, played for the Quakes. Look for him to be a challenge for Davey and Foreign tonight, and hopefully our guys can kind of handle him and take care of him, make him a non-factor early in this game.
Well, Sacramento on the season has given up the most goals in the entire USL, and that is at 9, allowing just 1 against the Galaxy on Saturday evening. Meanwhile, for the Whitecaps, too, they've been a little bit better, allowing 6 goals, but they've only scored 3 on the year. For them tonight, their offense is at attack, pass, attack, but Kevin, they've got to find other ways to score. It's been a bit tough for them to get this going.
Yeah, and coming in here to Bonney Field, where the Republic have played so well for the last year and a half or so, it's a tough task coming off a few games on the road and kind of finishing that road trip here. Bonney Field's not a fun place to play for a lot of these teams coming in, and especially how well the Republic play here. It's going to be a tough task for Vancouver to come out here and get a result tonight.
Whitecaps, too, coached by Alan Coach, born in South Africa, really worked in the scouting department before taking over the head coaching position here in the WC2 squad. Simon Fraser University before this, and was with the organization before he took that job. So he's been a known to the Whitecaps organization, and of course for the Republic, as we're getting underway, Coach Preki in his 2nd season, the Coach of the Year, trying to guide his team back to the playoffs. And a nice run by Justin Braun to get one in the box, and a quick clear by Spencer Ritchie. The goalkeeper was drafted 61st overall in this year's draft from the University of Washington. Sends it clear, but here's that Republic attack early.
A couple little hospital balls early from Rodrigo and Vancouver as well. Maybe get some early game nerves out of the way.
Down goes Guzman, no whistle, and now on the counter, here they come. Daly's going to have to give chase, and making a nice run of the ball is Billy Schuler. And they're that back two between Foreign and Daly. Now they seem to be a little bit more comfortable. We saw those two really start to gel. I guess against that game against Los Angeles, probably the best of pair have played together this year.
I thought Foreign came in and performed really, really well. Not the paciest of players in the world, but really, really smart and intelligent, and can kind of take advantage of that, not necessarily depend on his pace all the time.
Here's the corner, just the 7th for the Whitecaps 2 this season. That one's low and headed away by the Republic. So here comes number 8, Kevin. That's their first half corner kick on the year, and we're in match number 4.
Just kind of odds, you know. It's just, if you think odds-wise, it should have happened earlier, but interesting to see. Maybe it just means Vancouver's not attacking that well.
Here's a low cross. It doesn't even have a chance. A bad one altogether.
You know, interesting decision there. What sort of ball you're hitting in. Looks like he's trying to drive that with his laces rather than kind of curl that. Let the wind take it into the box. Let your big bodies get up there, but just kind of interesting technique decided there.
Tough service here, but a chance for Patch McLean to play a little bit up, so Daly will have to make a quick touch back to the goalkeeper, and now you'll see McLean send it down to Tavo Guzman, who takes it off the chest and gets things going. Braun looking for a teammate to his left, nobody running with him, and it looks like he was looking for Rodrigo Lopez, who was just a tad late.
Yeah, that's not Rodrigo's forte, playing that left flank. Likes to tuck in. I think Braun needs to have some better awareness there of what's around him and who's around him, and maybe take a better touch and just move it away from some defender.
Well, we know Rodrigo Lopez will play all over the pitch here as we get a good service in by the Whitecaps too. And we're going to see some different looks here from the Republic as Zeb Talib is in the middle along with Ivan Mirkovic. Then you have Octavio Guzman playing outside. We saw it 2 or 3 times last year, but really his forte is in the middle. How does that change the matchup here tonight?
I think Guzman, he's best in the middle of the field there with Mirkovic, but he's played up top a little bit. He's played outside last year as well. So he'll be comfortable out there, but I do love seeing Octavio in the middle with Mirkovic. So Zeb's got a great opportunity to come in and perform well, get some minutes tonight, and show Preki that he's a guy that should be getting consistent minutes throughout the rest of the season here.
And here's Talib. Quick touch back to Clementa, sends it along the touch line, and Guzman not able to make a play, and so right back to the Whitecaps too, and Peru will take a play and send it back to a center back. And we look at him, Craig Nitty, maybe one of the biggest center backs in all of the USL. He is a big-time prospect, drafted in the 4th round. Strong defender, big player. All WCC team is one is sent into McLean, who clears it right back out to the middle of the pitch. I mean, Craig Nitty here, 6'5", 220, Kevin. Did you see many center backs that size? You think he'd be playing football?
Yeah, there aren't too many big guys or guys of that size playing professional soccer. And, you know, kind of an interesting pick for Vancouver, too. I think it's a good project player for those guys for Vancouver. Carl Robinson probably saw some potential. And if you can get a guy like that to become comfortable on the ball, size and strength isn't going to be an issue for him. But the big thing is going to be his decision-makings defensively and especially with the ball. So great opportunity for him to come in here and get some professional games with Vancouver this year and maybe make an impact with the first team in the next year or so.
Well, he had a quick homecoming against Orange County Blues that his family out to check that out. He's from Van Nuys, went to Lila Marymount. Nice play by Foreign to break up the streaking. Down the middle is Billy Schuler, looking to go one-on-one to Patrick McLean, but Foreign likely maybe saved it. What could have been a tough chance for Patrick McLean.
Kind of helter-skelter-ish here in the first 5 minutes. No one really wants to put their foot on the ball and control things. I think decisions aren't really there right now. Maybe getting some pregame jitters or early game jitters out, excuse me. And hopefully the Republic can get guys like Mirkovic and Zev, maybe Lopez as well, put their foot on the ball, keep it for a little bit, slow the pace, slow the tempo down, get comfortable on the ball here.
Almost hesitant would probably be the word here, Kevin. You see Mirkovic almost hesitant to come up on the ball. We know that the Whitecaps, too, can be a very attacking club, but interesting to see that that's typically the Republic who will feed off of that and almost make you pay for being too aggressive.
Yeah, and try to spring some counterattacks when Vancouver or other clubs come in here and try to throw 4, 5, 6 guys up front. So definitely something for Vancouver to pay attention to. And I guess that's Koch's job down on the sideline to make sure his guys aren't flying forward and not necessarily tracking runners on the way back if the ball gets turned over.
Looking to work the sideline here. Pushing it ahead, still nobody. I mean, there is no one really connecting right now. Well, follow UC Davis Children's Hospital for the latest news, events, photos, and health tips for your family. Find them on Facebook.com/UC Davis Hospital. Also, they're on Twitter and Instagram as well. They've got your social media needs covered, and they've been a great sponsor here for the Sacramento Republic. As Foreign trying to get things back going, looking for Braun and possibly Estrada to go. Estrada with his first goal of the season. The whistle blows, and here comes a free quick start for the Republic.
And that's Nitty right there. Nitty and Braun probably going to be a good battle in the air as balls are served up high towards the Republic attacking front. I think Nitty and Braun are going to battle tonight. Both big bodies and both good players in the air.
Too much of a lead for Estrada from Guzman, but Guzman able to get it back, see if the Republic can get something going here. They're coming off a 3-1 victory. Guzman just outside the 18, cleared away, and it'll be a throw-in. Meanwhile, the Whitecaps fall to Orange County 2-0. Their only 3 goals of the season come against Austin, and it was a 3-0 victory. Other than that, they've been held scoreless in their 2 losses, something that Sacramento could likely key in on. Nearly a handball from Guzman, and he goes down, no whistle blown. Fighting right back, here goes Taubleeb. Nice play. Little give and go. Taubleeb, now here's Guzman. Guzman tries to send a soft one, and looks like he's working for a corner, and we'll get it.
Great job by Zevs in there, getting his nose stuck in again. Takes it, wins the ball, and springs Guzman, and we get a corner kick out of it. So well done, good early play there by Taubleeb.
Sacramento 1-2 to start the year, came back to Bonney Field and continues to be very impressive here. And it will be Guzman taking the corner, which is interesting again, but you have Rodrigo way at the top, so maybe this is a design play, trying to get them all around, and here's
we've seen
looking
that.
For Estrada.
We've seen that one before. Unfortunately, Roro plays a bit of a counterattack ball as Vancouver springing out here and moving forward, but looks like Republic have that thing snuffed out pretty early.
Looking at this matchup too here, you've seen Taubleeb pick it up, and Foreign with a nice high five to his teammate. Is Schuler is not afraid to run right down the center of the field, try to get something easy.
Good job once again by Taubleeb filling in for Foreign as Foreign's going up for that attacking set piece as he gives the ball up, gives the ball over right here. But good job for Taubleeb tracking back earlier and snuffing out that counterattack rather quickly.
Whistle blown, Schuler falls, Mirkovic. And a quick start here from Peru.
You're going to see here, I mean, with Republic going into the wind right now, I think that's why we're seeing a lot of this goal kicks played short. And we'll see Mirkovic see what happens. Ticky-tacky right there. I think Mirkovic defends that pretty well. Maybe gets his arm up a little bit too high, and that might be where the ref saw. But the wind's really going to play a factor here for Republic. Not going to be able to clear balls out and play long balls with the thing getting caught up in the wind.
Pretty good service, and watching it take it off the hop, and a tough play even for McLean there because the ball carries a little bit more.
Yeah,
Kevin.
McLean's got a hard time judging that, just carries and carries and carries. I mean, if you're looking at that from up here, we're thinking, come out, McLean, you got to grab that thing. But it's tough to judge that in the air, and as we see right here once again, McLean trying to play a little, not his normal clearance out of there, trying to drive a ball chest high right there, and doesn't do too well. But fortunate for Republic, we get the ball back. It's going to be interesting how the Republic are going to be able to build out of the back with this win. You're not necessarily going to be able to play these long balls out.
Look at even the throw in here, Kevin. It was set almost 3 yards over the head of Mirkovic. Here's Kiffy. Kiffy quiet in the match against LA. See if he can spring back to his feet. He was so crucial in the team's success under the playoff run into the championship win a season ago.
Yeah, that's something also for Kiffy. I think he was quite an attacking third, but defensively was really, really solid. So at the end of the day, not necessarily getting up and serving balls in the flanks like you'd want to see your outside backs, but defensively was pretty solid throughout the night. Didn't really give the ball away too many times. So I think when you're looking at that after the match, you're probably thinking it was a pretty good game.
Schuler very active early here for the Whitecaps. Throwing and just off again as Estrada tries to backheel one.
And the other thing to think about here, Rob, is as this second half gets started or as the match progresses, I think the forecast is for the wind to die down. I think that's pretty typical here for the Valley. So Vancouver's going to have a big, big advantage if the wind does die down in the second half. The Republic and Vancouver will pretty much be playing on an even playing field at that point.
It's almost like Sacramento, as we said, running uphill in the way this wind is gone. Now, it's better than when they were out here training early, but it is definitely a problem here. Getting behind. Clementa looking to make a run into the 18-yard box. Makes a cut, stepping through. A nice play as Sanhu can't make a play, and the Republic come back on the counter. Rodrigo Lopez, a little tap forward. Finds Braun. Braun will set it up, and this is the Republic type of play. Just attack, one pass, one touch, see who's open, and it works out well. Spacing very good here, Kevin.
Yeah, good job by Republic not to force this thing as the counterattack was developing. Wasn't necessarily the quickest, but able to keep the ball, move it in that attacking third, hold it now, and see what can develop. So well done by the Republic to move that ball out of the defensive third of the field.
Tavo back to Braun. Mirkovic playing way out wide.
And this is, Rob, where you want to see patience. You want to see guys not forcing passes, keep the ball, let things develop, go side to side, get some space in with the Vancouver back four and center halves.
And the Wynn takes that one. It's a perfect example. And a new club like this, they're trying to figure out their way. And, you have Alan Coach trying to figure out what's the style they're going to look at. They're probably going to go up with Carl Robinson says at the MLS level and really push the attack, but they're also a team that's trying to figure out who they are and come together. Republic should be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to take Vancouver a couple months really to kind of come into their own, really start to mesh and gel as a club.
Mirkovic looking.
But at the same time, the game of soccer, anything can happen in any night, and doesn't mean that the Republic can take the foot off the gas, because as soon as you do that, things start going Vancouver's way, chips start falling the other way.
So Roro gives it away. Estrada makes a nice play, and now Kiffy will try to come back. Broken up, and a nice play by the Whitecaps. Here they come working the other way, and it's Blasso. Blasso in the middle of the field makes a nice move over Mirkovic, and now they've got a good run coming. Looking for an offside call. No need for it. Schuler was again running.
Blasso does all the hard work there. Looks like he had Sanu streaking on the left side. Tries to cut it back across for Schuler. Unfortunate for the Republic. A little bit heavy on that pass as McLean picks it up.
We'll have you visit the new USLsoccer.com. Get the latest news and live stats, updates, new social media hub as well. That is on the USL website. New logo, good look this year for USL, and a major expansion that we've seen. And it is nearly, I think, more than doubled at this point in time. And when you just look at how much we've gone from 14 to 24 teams from 2014 to 2015, Kevin, that's incredible for a league that really is tying itself to MLS.
It's huge for development, player development. When I was playing 7-8 years ago, the only real chance you would go is you go down to the A-League is what we had back then. And at that point in time, you don't really necessarily have the same affiliation like you do with some of these clubs like Vancouver and LA and New York and Toronto. That way you really have that cohesive sort of up and down movement between clubs, and you can get games when needed much easier than you would to have to go through a bunch of paperwork and getting loaned out to other clubs. So it's huge, I think, for player development. It's really going to benefit, I think, college players coming out and getting games and getting minutes professionally. So it's a massive, massive coup, I think, for soccer here in the U.S.
And we have two different conferences, 12 in the West, 12 in the East, and you'll play 28, and you'll play all of the teams in your conference, and there really won't be that cross-country travel. We won't really see any of that until the playoffs. And so a pretty good setup when you're trying to develop this league, probably keep costs down low as well. And this West is brutal. It's almost like the NBA. This is a tough side to be on for the Republic.
Absolutely, and you don't need to worry about the travel. The travel can really start to wear on players, and it allows, I think, the games here regionally where you can have guys easier play one game with the two side and the next game with the first side, so they're not making a 5-6 hour plane flight back and forth. So I think it adds some cohesion and allows players to play once again, get minutes a little bit more easily than typically you would in the previous setups that the U.S. Soccer has had. Well done by Daly. There's nods it back to McLean.
And again, no, either side here able to really put pressure on the other. Really no dangerous shots made from either side as we move on here, working into the 15th minute. Here's Daly. Very windy night, and Kevin, this was an official sellout, but man, I think a lot of fans said, you know, it's getting a little chilly. Wait till it warms out a little bit.
I think people are working on their taxes, Rob.
Yeah, that might be it too. They're filling up to play slowly but surely, but man, this is definitely, compared to what we see on warm nights here, it is just not an issue. Filling Bonney Field here tonight. In the middle is Estrada. So we've seen Estrada pull back a little bit more early on in this matchup as well.
Yeah, probably looking to get himself involved a little bit. Has not had too many touches up front to date right now. Probably looking to get integrated a little bit more. You know, another thing to deal with the wind on a day like this, which I think a lot of people don't really necessarily think of, is communication, because it's so noisy when you're running with the wind blowing in your ears. Communication becomes vital and becomes very difficult.
Here's Roro looking for Estrada. Back to Roro. Rodrigo Lopez, it's still live and cleared away.
Great combination player with Estrada and Lopez in there. Looks like there's another counterattack being sprung here in Foreign.
Dangerous.
Foreign does a great job.
Fight it off.
Great job. Looks like it's probably offsides. Preki and the other staff are out there yelling, but great combination play.
A whistle
with
blown
Lopez.
up here to...
Oh, goalkeeper doesn't know too much about. Richie does not know too much about that shot. Fortunate for him, he makes himself big.
Chris Serban was the one who cleared it out for the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Great combination play with Lopez and Estrada. Love seeing that thing go right through the middle. Quick 1-2 touches. Little flick over the back four. Right under Roro's foot. Looks like it might have skipped a little bit on Lopez as he misjudged the bounce.
Looking for Clementa, and that's the one we see with those balls thrown over the top. Here's Octavio Guzman. Clementa back. Clementa just sending it way across the other side of the park. Estrada's going to have to sprint to try to get there in time. Won't do it. It falls out of play. Saw a lot more of that that's starting to develop throughout the season, is really when Rodrigo will have no problem in sending to the right side of the field. See if Clementa can get a good cross in there and works things wide and try to work it right back in. A little too tough that time. I don't know if it went. He was thinking maybe he had to send it a little bit further.
That's a great ball by Lopez. You skip out a lot of trouble, and getting that ball over there with a driven ball like Roro plays often, it speeds the attack up so much quicker and allows players to get up the flank. So having a player with ability like Lopez to do that often, and you see it all the time with him with both feet, big asset to have in the middle of the park, as we've seen a little ticky-tack foul with Braun. But it's a huge asset for the Republic to be able to spring players and get players up, and especially helps like the wing backs and outside backs get up and serve balls in the box.
Ben McKendry able to pull the foul, and we zeroed in on McKendry a little bit. Really, the main we've been worried about is Billy Schuler so far tonight. Going down, going to have to get right back up is Rodrigo Lopez. He's right on his heel, and Octavio Guzman takes one hard to the knees, and that could be a caution, Kevin.
That's Guzman with the tricky feet there. Pretty sure he slides it right through Parker's legs as he's coming in really hard. As we see the ball.
The replay a little late there, but he went right for his legs, and you could tell that was likely going to be a card there. That Tim Parker hit with a yellow.
Parker fully commits here. Guzman just a little bit too tricky, puts it right through his legs, and Parker goes for the tackle.
Oh, he went for the tackle. You know,
tackle.
It looked a little better on the replay. It looked like it almost went for his knees early on, but that was he must have played some football in college.
But Guzman with a great job, and we got Zev here with the pants down.
He's taken off some kind of wrap he had around either his waist or maybe his hamstring there, and just he's had enough of it, so he's taken it off. And I'll tell you, I think the ladies are very thrilled to hear in Bonney Field.
Something new tonight for everybody.
Tower Bridge Battalion loves to hear. It's a ball served into the play, into the box. Braun couldn't get to it. Now we're back going the other way.
It looks like Kiffy.
And Townley will be allowed back in here. And a yellow thrown against James Kiffy.
Yeah, Kiffy comes in real late. Blaso's just too quick for him. Late tackle. Definitely gets him. Shown the yellow card. And as a defender, here we go. You have essentially 70 minutes to get through now, and you got to be very cautious not to pick up that second yellow, which definitely influences your play. As a defender, you know you're going to be a little bit more hesitant maybe going into tackles, and it's always in the back of your mind throughout the rest of the match. So something Kiffy's going to have to take into consideration moving forward today.
And Clemente on that backside, he's watched the ball sail over his head a few times here tonight, Kevin. Again, we've discussed the wind is an issue, and for Clemente, he's having to run back a little bit sooner than he probably is used to.
Yeah,
nice
really.
Play here by Mirkovic in the middle of the field. Roro looking up, takes a step back, try to control the possession. Lopez on the left side, Kiffy. Lopez nearly going down, takes him just a moment. And here's Blasco. Blasco again making some nice plays off to his teammate, Purdham. Another giveaway by the Whitecaps too. Here's Tavo. Tavo and Estrada have been off tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, Estrada, great run there, just a little bit soft on that pass by Tavo. You know, could be wind related there, getting hung up even though it was on the ground. But a good run and good look by Guzman. Execution just wasn't there. But love to see them continue to do that. Sooner or later, that ball's going to get through, and Estrada might be going one-on-one.
And Sahil Sanu, very good on those left flanks there. He's got some really good pace, Kevin. Here's a guy who, played in Residency's program, Victoria Highlanders 2 seasons ago up there in Canada. I mean, he's a guy that they're going to be counting on, and he's got some really good pace.
Yeah, pace, something you can't teach. Just a matter of harnessing it and using it at the right times when you're going after players and taking them on.
Well, Nike's a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Rodrigo Lopez fighting Kiffy out on the touchline. Goes right, now working left. Trying to maybe work for a corner here. Being held by Blasco, and did he get one? He did. Nice job. He has done a few times tonight in very key situations. He's able to pick up corners, and Republic are very deadly in these set pieces.
Yeah, he's not a guy, a flashy player. Kiffy isn't. It looks like he's going to take you and beat you one-on-one, but does a really good job. Has just enough of that deke in his move to kind of get somebody on his heel, and he's 9 times out of 10 always going to his left, and is able to earn corners quite often, if not, or serve great balls in the box.
Here's Lopez. Good service. Away. Tavo.
Tavo needs to do better there. That's something that's teed up for you. It's hard to kind of to take a little bit off your swing there, but you don't need to swing from ear to ear there. Take something off. Make sure you make good, solid contact with your laces, and you don't need to swing to try to blast the ball. As look how big this swing is as his follow through. You just need to drive the ball. There's enough movement on the ball coming back to you that the pace is going to be there. You just got to make sure you connect well with it, and Tavo's just swinging for the fences essentially there and just doesn't connect and hit it clean.
He's found the net 3 times this season already, matching his season total from a year ago.
Yeah, and Rob, it's an easier task said than done. As that thing's rolling out to you, myself as a player, the only thing you're really thinking about is kicking that thing as hard as you can. So it takes a little bit of discipline.
Blasco waiting. Estrada going to pause for a second, try to remain on side. Maybe he waited a little too late.
He looked like he thought he was offsides initially. Tried to hold his run up, and then decided, heck, let's take a chance here.
Got called for it anyway.
Good ball by Roro. Drive that thing into the wind. It's going to get held up. And that's the one advantage you do have going into the wind is playing those long balls. They'll get held up. And as a forward, you got to track everything, chase everything down, because most likely it's not going to go over the end line for a goal kick. So make sure, if you're Braun and Estrada, track every ball over the top as hard as you can, as though it's going to stay in bounds, because it probably is.
No score after 23 minutes. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister here at Bonney Field, the second home match for the Republic this season. A little bit cooler than it was Saturday, but expected to heat right back up for Saturday's match against the Portland Timbers too. Kevin, I know you're very excited for that match coming up, as we're going to see some reunions. 3 players, Republic, from a season ago. We have Steven Evans, Harrison Delbridge, and of course the goalkeeper Jake Gleason, as going down and hard and will pick up a whistle is Victor Blasco. And so a nice little reunion for the Republic.
Yeah, going to be a fun match.
That was Purdham, excuse me, who went down.
Going to be a fun match this weekend with their little reunion. Looks like Braun's got some frustration here from the giveaway and just simply drags him down. Not a bad foul, though. Slows the counterattack down. Allows Republic to get set again.
And that match on Saturday, of course, will be on the CW31 again. 7:30 kickoff. Should be another fun one. 3 matches in 7 nights, Kevin. How do you really manage your players and the way that the minutes are distributed here when you're playing that many minutes overall as a club in so many nights?
Yeah, there are going to be players out there.
Here's a service into the box, a good cross. Daly held his ground, paid off.
Well done by Lopez there. Have the composure, bring that ball down, retain possession.
Whitecaps, too, putting back on the pressure.
Yeah, but dealing with these, 3 games in 7 days, there are going to be guys that are going to have to go out there and put in 90-minute shifts on those 3 games. But if you can, maybe spell some of the veteran guys, the older guys, give them 60 minutes, give them 30 minutes. But there are going to be, it's just something that you're going to have to deal with and kind of, man up essentially and know that you're going to have to play these 3 games in 7 days, which is a tall order. But I think recovery the next day is the most important thing for these guys. Get in there, get with the training staff, get your ice baths, get your warm baths going, and make sure your legs aren't heavy for the following game.
Well, tonight may be sold out, but it's not too late to get your seats for the 2015 season here at Bonney Field. Ticket packages starting as low as $200. It includes U.S. Open Cup and friendly matches as well. For more details, visit sacrepublicfc.com, or you can always call 916-307-6100. I know we have over 9,000 season ticket holders, and this city has just responded to this Republic club, and a championship trophy is the reward they got in 2014. Here's Emra Clemente on the right side, a key contributor to that club, trying to work toward the middle. It looks like we'll have a corner kick, so could have been close there, but Emra Clemente just a tad slow. You think he was a little frustrated, not able to get a cross off.
Yeah, good ball by Roro. Kind of gets Clemente. Once again, Clemente loves getting forward, does it so well. But, at the end of the day, earns a corner, so good work. See if Republic can capitalize on this and serve a good ball in the box.
Zebtab leaves short. Lopez headed high. Braun trying to go over the top of his head. Rodrigo Lopez has had some pretty good serves in here tonight from the corner, Kevin. Just not able to capitalize. I don't know if the wind's holding the ball up a little bit longer, but either that, give credit to the Whitecaps, too. They've defended it well as too.
Yeah, Roro putting good balls in the box. I think what's really important to think about, too, is it's going to throw the timing of the runs off a little bit. And guys judging that ball as you're going full speed with 3 or 4 bodies around you, it's tough to judge it without any wind, and you got to a stiff wind like tonight.
Great ball by Roro here. Clemente just on the touch line.
Yeah, that was a good run, and once again, I love seeing Clemente playing that high. But the runs in the box and timing it's what's difficult part, and with a wind that we're seeing tonight, it's going to throw a lot of things off, and timing's just going to struggle.
Whitecaps, too, been put on a little bit more, trying to work some counters as they had the Republic on their heels to the first few minutes or so.
Yeah, it looks like the last 15-20 minutes, Republic have kind of settled things down a little bit, kept possession, and that's what they needed to do. Don't necessarily need to throw balls long and try to pick up second balls in the box. Just move the ball up patiently up the field, which Republic does, and when they do that, they're successful getting balls to the wing, on the flanks, and get those balls served in the box, which I think things are starting to look like that right now as the game settles down.
And Kevin, we've seen so many matches where the Republic maybe don't start out that strong, but they tend to settle in here at Bonney Field so well, and it's ended in a result to be 9-1-1 here in Sacramento. And at Bonney Field, they've been so good.
Just an absurd home record.
And that 9-1-1 is at Bonney, an even better overall record. I think it's 14 wins now in Sacramento, not including playoff matches. So it is absolutely astounding what they're able to do. Here's Merkovich finding Tavo. Tavo with a bender just outside wide the far post.
Yeah, good decision again by Tavo there. Just execution isn't really there. Had the goalkeeper Richie beat, I think, if he could have curled that into that upper corner a little bit better. But good first touch, gets his head up, tries a little dink. I mean, has the keeper beat. Unfortunately, just sails a little bit wide. But once again, decision-making, Rob. We talked about decision-making, and I think that's something that Preki would really, really harp on and look at when you're talking about player development. And a guy like Tavo, second year in the league, I think his decisions are fantastic, and that's a good example right there of him making the right decision. Execution was just a little bit off there, but I tell you what, tough task right there to kind of curl that ball in the upper corner. And
there would be some enticement to maybe try to take it in a little bit deeper, but maybe allow the defense to recover. Nice sequence here from the Republic. Estrada out to Braun. Braun's been quiet today so far. The Utah native trying to get in some work up top with David Estrada. This pair coming together a little bit nicer, allowing Estrada to make some plays. Had a goal earlier, and now on the run, here come the Whitecaps.
Well defended. Well done, Daly.
Sanu again with that nice pace, but Daly, who has done it so many times to so many fellow.
That's, you know, Rob, I call that like patient defending. You're not diving in, you're waiting for your chance, He's side on, he's not backpedaling, steps in at the right moment, is able to nick the ball, to retain possession as we switch the ball to the other side. And now look at this, we got a little attack brewing because of how well Daly's defending. So good job.
And Kippy going shoulder to shoulder, able to stay on his feet, gets to Tavo, then Estrada. Back to Daly again, where it all started, a possession to go. But we've seen him do it so many times against his opponent. It's really become normal. And for a center back to be as solid and consistent as Mickey Daly has been since he's joined the Republic, really there should be something said about that, and maybe probably a little more recognition for that.
Yeah, and you know, I think it's a good example right there. One of the hardest things about defending is patience. You don't necessarily equate patience with good defending, but you got to be patient. You got to wait for your opportunity. You can't dive in as soon as you see someone coming at you. You need to be patient, wait for your opportunity. And I think Daly's done a really good job over the last year from what we've seen at being a patient defender and really picking his times at the right, once again, decision-making, making that right decision and to step when you should step.
Justin Braun a little too strong. Right back, here comes Rodrigo Lopez. Finds Estrada, back to Lopez. Rodrigo Lopez has done it! The Republic are on the board first and take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you knew it was coming, Rob. After he missed that one a little bit ago, about 5-10 minutes ago, you knew Roro wasn't going to let another chance slip through his hands. Gets the ball right on top of the 6. Calm as you like, just slots it over the keeper. Richie's got no chance as Roro goes and celebrates with the battalion.
Rodrigo Lopez with his 3rd goal of the season, back-to-back here at Bonney Field.
Yeah, it was coming, Rob. It was brewing, and here's a great little look at it. Roro, simple with the toe. I like the decision right there. Can't necessarily get a good strike on it. Just needs to get something on target. Uses his right foot, the toe on the right foot, and puts it in the back of the net.
We saw a beauty against the Galaxy, too, where he really, everyone probably thought he should have struck it right away. He took one more touch with it, watched the defender fly by him, scores the 1st goal against the Galaxy, too, and he's done it here against the Whitecaps, too, here tonight on Wednesday evening. A breezy one in Sacramento, and Sacramento now has the crowd behind them as the Tower Bridge Battalion and the rest of the crowd a little bit louder than they were just a few moments ago, at a 1-0 advantage. Estrada to Lopez, and now here's Lopez again. Kippy onto his right. Estrada to his middle, same play. Just a little too tough this time and strong. Lopez can't track it down, nearly deja vu, Kev.
Yeah, good play once again. I'd like to see this develop as Lopez, his goals shown again there. You know, the word that keeps coming to mind when I'm talking about Roro is he's a craftsman out there. He uses both feet, inside of the foot, outside of the foot, laces both feet, and then uses his toe to score a goal. It's just he knows how to strike a ball, and it's something that's just second nature to him, not necessarily something that's taught and something that you can teach players. So Roro, great ball striker and a good example of using something a little bit unique and outside the box there as he gets his goal.
Well, for fans at home, you can follow live stats and more via Twitter through the club's Twitter handle at Sac Republic FC or the hashtag Sac versus Vancouver, SACVVAN. A 1-0 advantage for Sacramento on a Rodrigo Lopez goal. A perfect touch again from the midfielder who won the championship MVP for this club a season ago. Foreign will watch it sail through as Scholler not able to make a play.
Yeah, I think Republic's offense really works differently with Lopez in there, and really kind of Lopez is that piece, that cog in there that springs other players and allows players to move forward and allows the Republic attack to flow nicely. So just a good player in the middle of the field for the Republic, and a very, very important piece for their success, I think.
Such an exciting player. We've talked a lot about Rodrigo Lopez, but he does so many things well, Kevin. Here's Kiffy. Nice service to Justin Braun. Justin Braun, a soft tap to his right. Just couldn't get it to curl enough.
Yeah, tough ball for Braun to deal with. Would have loved to see him get something on that thing. Maybe just nicks it. Doesn't strike it well enough, but a good ball in by Kiffy right behind the defense and puts it kind of on a platter for Braun. But once again, a difficult ball to strike, difficult ball to turn on target. But you think you ask and you want your strikers to be able to do it.
Just could not get his foot wrapped around it quick enough. And a nice play by Spencer Ritchie to prevent a rebound from the Republic.
And that's something you're going to need a deft little touch on it in order to get that thing turned on frame.
Here's Derek Foran, who has stepped in the starting lineup for Nemanja Vukovic. And we did see Vukovic against the LA Galaxy, too. Just only about 20 minutes or so, from what I recall. So not a whole lot of time for Vukovic, but the Defender of the Year will be called on as this season moves along. It'll be interesting to see, Kevin, how Coach Preki works back in Foran and Vukovic and Daly, and maybe allow the three of them to get a little bit more rest as the season becomes a little bit more grueling. But it's a nice problem to have.
Absolutely.
Here's Estrada, great ball to Kiffy. Kiffy cutting through, dicing to the middle, takes one more turn, another touch. We'll take a shot on goal high and stopped by Spencer Ritchie.
Yeah, as he's coming across on his right foot, the only thing I'm thinking is, Kiffy, how's your right foot? How's your right foot? Ends up making really good contact with the ball. Unfortunately, just doesn't find a corner. He strikes it well with his laces. Strikes it hard. Ritchie does a good job, parries that, and picks it up.
And into the wind.
Absolutely. Good strike there by Kiffy.
And we forget, Kiffy is so crafty with his left that he's been called on to use his right. He's done a very nice job, the UC Santa Barbara product.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but you see a lot of predominantly left-footed players not necessarily have a right foot to go along with it, but Kiffy shows right there that his right foot is adequate, if that, and strikes the ball really well with his right foot there with the instep.
And quite a few Central Coast players here tonight. You have Patrick McLean from Cal Poly in the goalkeeper position for the Republic as we'll continue on as the Whitecaps working to the right. Nice cross over the center. Cleared away by Daly again. Sanu will track, try to work his way back toward the 18. To the middle of the field, the Whitecaps go and taken down. And here's Tavo Guzman. Also, you have Mackenzie Purdham, also from Cal Poly, two-time Big West Player of the Year. So McLean and Purdham played the season together in the Central Coast. And then you have guys like James Kiffy. So the central part of California well represented here tonight. Although Patrick is originally from Clare, Wisconsin, so a little bit further from the Central Coast.
You got guys like Roro's from down from Ventura. Just shows the depth and talent of California youth soccer and how many good players really do come out of California.
And then you go to Fresno, you have Ivan Mirkovic, played for Fresno Pacific. There is a lot of California players on this roster, and it's same with Vancouver now. They're starting to look at Canada's position really as a place to pluck some players, and they've done well in some of their homegrown talent. And here's Kiffy on a free kick. It almost seems that we don't have that full pyramid for the Republic, but Ventura County Fusion has almost served as the PDL squad. Nice ball, and here's Octavio Guzman. Out comes Ritchie all the way off the line and makes a nice play, and could have easily been another score for the Republic.
A good combination play again. Tough ball by Octavio to bring down. You'd like to maybe see that pull that over to his left foot and get a strike on goal.
Just planted well and just a little bit
but
late there.
Like seeing the combination play. A lot of stuff's going through the middle of the park tonight. When typically we see Clemente and Kiffy getting up and serving the balls in the box as the attacking opportunities. But tonight, a lot of combination, quick 1-2 passing through the middle with Estrada, Lopez, Guzman. So good to see that tonight, and especially maybe on a windy night tonight. You like to keep the ball on the ground, on the deck, in that attacking third, which they're doing a pretty good job at tonight.
Looking for Billy Schuler again.
And really, if you think about it, most of their chances tonight have come through the middle of the park. And most likely they're being successful here tonight because they're keeping the ball on the deck, making it simple, 1-2 touch.
Nice tackle by Todd Lee.
A little too quick for Vancouver going forward, as Republic's attack seems to be just churning and burning right now.
And we saw the succession, or nice foot here by Rodrigo Lopez. And he has just spun this around. Crowd loves it too. Estrada, but what we saw last year as the season moved on, the Republic started attacking you in so many different ways. They could get you on a set piece, they could swing you out wide, and they could take you down the middle. And that has to be nearly impossible to try to game plan for, Kevin.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily plan for a lot of that stuff, even the Republic, but it just kind of comes in waves. When are you taking your chances? All chances are going to come from set pieces, from wide, from down the middle, from any place. But it's a matter of good teams really, when that chance presents itself, are you taking advantage of it? I had a youth coach, Steve Patuski, say there's a $100 bill on the ground. Are you going to grab it or are you going to let it blow away? And it seems like Republic have been able to kind of, scoop that $100 bill up. As great play by Clemente on the outside here.
Looking for an offside call, won't matter, get to Richie.
Just really taking advantage of the opportunities that they're given, which is it's something that players and teams need to do if they're going to be successful. I mean, it's a pretty simple task and simple thing to think about, but more times than not, players make things more difficult than they should be. And Republic have done a good job at really scooping that $100 bill up off the ground.
Did you leave the $100 there very often?
Maybe a few times more than I like to admit, but a great little lesson from a great coach here in Sacramento, Steve Patuski.
On a windy night like this, a $100 bill will probably didn't stay there very long. Right?
No, you got to take your chance really quickly, make that decision quickly.
Here's Tavo working in the middle of the park.
Good turn by Tavo, making people kick him. You see some frustration. I like to see that bite in Tavo too. You didn't see that too often last year. It's just he's been such a fun player, watch mature over the last year and a half, where he's really getting that bite, getting that grit, where I think if you want to take it to the next level, if you're Octavio, you need to have some of that confidence, that arrogance out there to know that you are a good player. You belong out there. Now go out there and do what you do, score some goals and connect with your teammates. And if someone's going to try to kick you and bring you down, take offense to it. That's fine.
And Gilberto was almost slotted to be that starting midfielder, and there would be really no way that he would find the pitch. And you know what? He worked his way up, ended up playing 22 matches, scored 3 goals, and scored the decisive goal in the championship game like we talked about in last match. Here's Foreign again. Foreign stepping up and turns right in time, looking for Schuler right up the middle. And they've had a few opportunities for the Whitecap too, but just have not connected. And between Mackenzie Purdham, Victor Blasco, and Billy Schuler, those three have not been able to really cause the kind of pressure and concern the Republic defenders have needed for they want us good on the board tonight.
Yeah, and even going back to Octavio again, he seems to be just such an honest player. You see sometimes player taking chances and cheating, not necessarily tracking back when they should. But Octavio, top to bottom, an honest, hardworking player, which is as a teammate, that's, all you can ask for.
Here's Kippy looking to put on a display. Great footwork, crafty move inside, working into the box. Here's Estrada cutting through. Estrada has it broken up in a nice play by Tim Parker.
Oh, fun to watch right there. You got Kiffy putting the ball through legs. You got Estrada putting the ball through Vancouver's legs. Just absolutely clinical out there. As Estrada goes to strike it. Nope, we're going to put it through your legs. Just a little bit too heavy, unfortunately. And I tell you what, Kiffy's little move over there was really cheeky, sliding it through. So good play. Unfortunately, didn't get anything out of it, but fun to watch, and hopefully the fans are kind of appreciating that, because that was absolutely some nice, beautiful soccer to watch. Great footwork by the Republic.
Looking for a quick throw, and it's Schuler. Find a teammate in Chris Serban. Chris Serban, residence player, joined in 2014, very young, with the University of British Columbia. That's where we've seen a lot of these players here, Kevin. And the type of talent pool in Canada, it's quite different through the ranks than that you see typically in the United States. Even though they're just a few miles from Seattle, it is a world of difference. Into the 18, they have a chance here. Birdham not able to do something with it. Back come the Republic.
See how quick they can counter here. It's also countering into the wind's always much more difficult.
Daly's going to have to try to beat Sanu. Sanu gets there first. Sanu has it broken up by Daly again. And
well done. Wins the ball, finds the right pass out, and springs another counterattack for Republic. Good job by Daly.
Justin Braun on the run. Kevin, going back to, it's much different in Canada. It's just
very, very different landscape, and it's, there's less players up there to draw from. And
seasons are shorter.
Seasonally, you can't necessarily play all year like you can in California and some other cities and states here in the States. But it's just a much different landscape.
Look at Foreign all the way up. The center back
looks a little lost up there. Get back, big fella.
We saw Nemanja Vukovic do it a few times, but
yeah, Nemanja got that long leash. Foreign, let's stay back in the within that radius that you don't like to get out of there. But yeah, different landscape and more difficult to keep players. I think also in Canada as players are coming out.
Good run here. Blasco going one-on-one. Patrick McLean with the right-handed stop. Emerald Clementa.
Well done by McLean. Every game you're going to have to ask your keeper to make a big save, and that was a big save right there. Keeps Republic ahead in this game.
We're on the run here to show the replay. A great play by Patrick McLean, saving nearly a sure goal here by the Whitecaps too. Back to live action. Over the top, looking for Justin Braun. Just couldn't get it there quick enough.
McLean, great shot stopper. We've seen him do this time and time again. And like I said earlier, you're going to have to ask your goalkeeper to make a save or two a game to keep your team involved. And right there, McLean answers the challenge and does a great job, keeps Republic up.
In the middle here as we are closing in on the final minutes of the first half. No indication that there would be extra time, so the whistle will likely blow around the 45 mark. Estrada not able to find 2 minutes of extra time. Excuse me, missed the mark there, so we'll have 2 minutes.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'd like to see Braun connect a little better, keep that ball up front, maybe take another touch with that thing.
A little late on the board there for the extra time. Whitecaps will take it. They've had a couple of decent chances here late in the first half. Sacramento trying to stay strong and just stepped on the touch line. And heading to the second, Kevin, that's where the Republic have really gotten to sharpen up. They have had some issues holding on to leads early on in the season.
Yeah, for how well I think they played for the last 20 minutes, you're still up 1-0, and one simple mistake can make this game level once again. So by no means should Republic feel comfortable with where they're sitting right now. Let's see McLean just let this ball go over. Good decision.
Rodrigo Lopez goal. So it separates these two here. Lopez, 2 goals on the season. So Alblee getting his first start. Hasn't seen a lot of action, and we do have a Whitecap 2 player on the ground, and now a whistle is blown as soon as the Republic start to make a move, and maybe he's waiting to see if there's an advantage.
Yeah, the referee's got to make that decision quicker. As soon as the Republic break, you can't pull the whistle at that point. There was looked like a little tussle there between Lopez, and I'm not sure, is that McKendry down?
Looks like it is McKendry.
And Roro stands over him a little bit, tells him to get up, but here we go. I mean, wow. I think that the referee makes a poor decision there to stop play at that point in time.
So Victor Rivas maybe wanted to see how things were developing. And now we'll get it right back to the Whitecaps too. So that was, excuse me, I misspoke earlier, as Rodrigo Lopez's 3rd goal of the season. He had 2 against LA and his 3rd one here tonight against Vancouver. So the Whitecaps too just send it down, and just looking at the face of Justin Braun, just looks disgusted by that. So we need those on-field close cameras, Kevin.
Yeah.
Justin Braun's facial expressions are probably some of my favorite things here that I get to see on a nightly basis. And there is the whistle blows.
Yeah, very animated fellow down there.
Well, it's a 1-0 advantage for Sacramento heading into the locker room. We've got another 45 to play. Stay tuned. We'll have your halftime stats and updates and analysis from Kevin Goldthwait as well. Stay tuned. That's coming up right here on the YouTube stream. The Sacramento Republic lead the Vancouver Whitecaps 2 by a score of 1-0.
I pitch for the San Francisco Giants, but my most important job is being a dad. I take mis hijos for regular checkups to stay healthy, but over 1 million undocumented Californians cannot see a doctor. People are in pain, even dying from treatable diseases. No matter who you are or where you were born, healthcare is a basic human right. If we make healthcare real for everyone who calls California home, then we'll hit a home run. And that's what's up.
Our Western Health Advantage is doctors we know and trust.
My advantage is choices. Lots of choices.
Our advantage is specialists for whatever comes next.
Our advantage is knowing that we're ready for anything.
From doctors and specialists you know and trust to affordable plans and flexibility, Western Health Advantage has an advantage that's perfect for you.
Advantage Ying.
Advantage Mike and Chris.
Western Health Advantage. Advantage you.
Working with Bonney, they've always given me the flexibility to have time off, to be a dad, to be a husband. They make family a priority in the company.
I have worked here at Bonney for 9 years. Everyone in the office treats each other with respect. I really feel like my voice is heard here.
Working with Bonney, I'm able to offer customers solutions for energy savings, healthier indoor air, the simple things that we do for other people that makes them smile, makes my day.
And welcome back to Bonney Field. Ryan McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait, and Republic with a 1-0 advantage. Rodrigo Lopez does it again. He has just been phenomenal this season so far. I'm really enjoying the combination between David Estrada and Rodrigo Lopez early.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going through the middle tonight with even Guzman involved with that combination play. So just interesting seeing with the win tonight. How is the Republic going to deal with it going into the win in the first half? Did a really good job of the combination play, keeping the ball on the ground, making things simple, quick 1-2 passes, and breaking down that Vancouver defense.
And while the win has played a little bit of a factor in the way the Republic are able to clear the ball tonight, again, their offense has been very, very strong. Now, Patrick McLean will be happy to not only have the win go in the other direction, but now he's got the force of the Tower Bridge Battalion behind him as well.
Absolutely cheering him on, but once again, I think the wind has not settled down, so it's going to be interesting to see, once again, different sort of style of play coming out, and it's going to be something that the Republic are going to have to deal with and come to grips with and comes to terms with very early on how it's going to affect what the second half is going to look like.
And if you're Coach Preki, what are you telling your club right now? And here's a club that has had some problems keeping some leads here this season so far. How do you make adjustments for that?
Well, it's been a great first half. I think the first 10 minutes was a bit tricky for the Republic to come out and really kind of settle themselves down. The last 30 minutes was very productive, got a lot of good chances, controlled a lot of the pace of the play and a lot of the game. But still, you're only up 1 goal, Rob. And one mistake, one slip up, you're back at level terms, and that mountain that you climbed by earning that goal into the win in the first half is erased. So you got to go in there and really tell your guys that we're back at square one. It's still, you got to consider it 0-0, go out, get a goal. First, maybe hoping the first 20 minutes and maybe try to nick one late. But really, as a defender, myself, you got to make sure that you're locking the back four down. And I think they've done a good job so far, giving up one chance in the last 5 minutes. McLean makes a great save. So really make sure you're locked up in the back and keep playing like as you're playing, and possession's your best friend at this point as well.
Well, we'll likely see a lot of substitutions as well, as this is the second of 3 to be played in 7 days here at Bonney Field. So we likely might see some of these reserves coming in, and that could change the dynamic for the Republic as well, as we've seen really teams take advantage of when there's substitutions taking place. So everyone's going to have to be really on point.
Yeah, and who knows with Preki. Preki's got his own mind, the mind of a genius, so to speak, down there. So you'd think you might start seeing some subs maybe in the 60th minute, maybe even the 45th minute at halftime as players are coming back out. So who knows, but I definitely think there's going to be some subs and some changes. As the game stays around 1-0, you might not necessarily see that, but if it opens up a little bit, you'll definitely see some of the new guys and maybe the first-team guys coming off injuries, getting back in, getting a run, getting a blow tonight.
All right, well, the halftime show will continue right here, so don't go away. Sacramento leads 1-0. We've still got another 45 to play. It's coming up after this.
Welcome to Jiffy Lube. How can we help you today?
We'd like to get an oil change, please.
Great. Why don't you both follow me this way and we'll get you set up. Can I offer you some coffee, water?
Water. Yeah, 2 waters would be great.
We're running a special promotion. All you gotta do is take a shot at go, and if you make it, you win free oil changes for life.
Wow. Why not? Yeah, sure.
Let's get you inside and taken care of. All right, we are all ready for you.
And now here is a chance for this couple to win oil changes for life from Jiffy Lube.
Welcome to...
medical team here at UC Davis is good. It's great. You know, it's important to have a good staff that's going to get injured guys back on the field as soon as possible. You know, we want to limit the amount of time players are out, and that's what they're here for. Yeah, I mean, the doctors first off, they kind of analyze what's going on, what's going wrong, and then from there, they kind of get a game plan as far as rehab, exercises to try and get you back on the field as soon as possible.
My name's Dr. Eric Giza. Dr. Brian Davis and I are the co-team physicians for the Sacramento Republic FC. With us, we have a wealth of experience. I myself have worked with Major League Soccer and U.S. Soccer. So we're here to provide the best care for the Sacramento Republic FC, as well as all our patients in the Sacramento region.
Jerseys. El Nino. Aquí. Sprayed in. Oh, yeah. Don Ovan.
I think that's me.
You guy. It's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So Hat-Trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
Oh.
On your phone, online, on the go. Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just kidding.
My full name is Predrag Radosavljevic. People know me here as Preki. I'm a head coach of Sacramento Republic. That's my role. I grew up in Belgrade, Serbia. In that time, I actually loved basketball more than soccer. But given my size and everything else, I decided after speaking to one of the coaches, that my future might be on the other side. I started playing the game at a really young age. Moved to Red Star Belgrade when I was 18. Was there for 3 years. And then after that, I came to US in 1985. I played indoor at Tacoma Stars. Played there for 7 seasons. Got married in 1989. 1992, moved to England and played in England for 3 years. A couple for Everton, one for Portsmouth. And then 1995, I moved back here and played in Major League Soccer for 10 seasons. And after that, I retired and moved into coaching. And here I am in Sacramento.
He's not the type of coach I've ever had. Like the other coaches that were really nice and they would push me in a way, but nothing like Preki. He's real.
He'll shoot you straight, which I really respect. He'll tell you how it is and he won't hold back. If you had a good game, say good game. If you had a bad game, say bad game. He'll tell you why you're not starting, he'll tell you why you are starting, and he knows what he wants, and he'll do whatever it takes to get there.
He's the type of guy that's kind of a tough love. I think a lot of guys kind of got caught off guard when they first came here because, there's a lot of coaches out there that aren't like that. They don't expect so much out of his players, but I think that's one of the reasons this club has done so well, because he expects you to give everything you have every day and leave it out all on the field.
That's what people say. I push the buttons, but that's the job of the coach. You have to find a way to make your group better. You have to find a way to make your group want more, and you have to find a way for your group to understand that there is a lot more things to achieve and a lot of trophies to be won. And if you really want them, they're out there, so you have to go and get them.
Preki's one of the top coaches in the country, hands down. What sets him apart is how he treats his players. Everything else is secondary to the players, and they know that, and they believe that, and they play for him, and they play for the team, and they play as a group.
He's the perfect coach for this environment, and I'm happy to be playing under him, for sure.
We've got the best coach. I don't know why Preki isn't in Major League Soccer still. He proved it last time out when he was at Toronto and when he was at Chivas. We're very fortunate to have him.
Doesn't matter if you're the highest paid player on the team or you're the lowest paid player, you're treated the same, with the same respect and the same expectations. Hands down, one of the best coaches I've ever worked with in my life.
Right when Preki got the team, I knew I wanted to come here. He demands the best from everyone every day.
I think one of his biggest thing is effort, just making sure each guy is going out there and putting 100% in each game and each day in training.
He's fiercely loyal, which is hard to find in soccer. He puts us first. You know, he makes sure that we're taken care of, and he does everything he can to make sure that everything is right for us to perform on the field. You know, I'd leave everything on the field for him, and I know that he would do the same off the field for us. That's in line. It's huge.
No way I expected this when I first moved here. Overall, I couldn't be happier with a group of men who go on the field every night. They put a Sacramento Republic shirt on and they work as hard as they do. So I have no complaints with my group. Oh yeah, we are ready for MLS. I see incredible support in the city. And I just think if we would have announced tomorrow that we are going to MLS, you would see even more people would come on board, and it would be good to see.
And welcome back to Bonney Field. Rob McAllister, Kevin Goldthwait alongside with you this evening. Sacramento Republic, well, they're up 1-0 over the Vancouver Whitecaps too. And let's take a look at your quick stats of the halftime, brought to you by UC Davis Children's Hospital. And what stands out to me here, Kevin, again, is the shots on goal. We're looking at 6 versus 1. Sacramento very much in a big advantage here.
Absolutely. Shots on goal with a big stat to look at, especially going into the win. You'd think it'd be switched around a little bit, but I think it goes to show how well the Republic have played in this first half. Really did a good job of getting the ball through the middle of the park, creating chances, and combining well with each other, which is always good to see at an early point in the season here at Bonney Field for guys to be connected through the middle of the field and get shots off.
And when we look at this club and the way that they've been able to really move along the pitch here early on, it seems like that fluidity is really back.
Yeah, it's picking up. A little bit odd for the first 10-15 minutes of the game. Doesn't look like there's much energy. Didn't look like there was much energy. But that picked up as the half wore on. And good to see these guys come back, really perform well for the last 20-30 minutes. But we got another 45 here to go. And I'm sure Preki's got the guys amped up in the locker room. And it's going to be interesting to see with this wind shift and how the teams are going to be able to deal with it.
And a couple of cautions, Tim Parker, James Kiffey, we're within a minute of each other. And of course, the Rodrigo Lopez goal from an assist from David Estrada. This pair are looking very good as well. And as we move along here into the second half, Kevin, what are you looking for in terms of the Republic attack? Really, we know they don't like to change anything that they do, regardless of who they're playing. But there's going to be some substitution changes here. We might even see Nemanja Vukovic back in. Be interested to see where he's plugged in. And that could alter a little bit the way they do things.
Yeah, I mean, I think that more of the same is what I'm looking for. Guys combining well, moving off the ball, 1 and 2 touch, get the ball wide if you can maybe in the second half. With the wind coming where it is, it's going to be much more difficult for the keeper to deal with. So, I mean, first and foremost, more of the same. Let's get these things going and get the energy, keep the energy up, and come out on with a good start with the win at our backs.
So Zeb Tablee, first official start with the Sacramento Republic, a professional, and he played pretty well. I really like the way he comes in and brought some new energy, and he kind of assessed his play over the first 45.
You know, as a center half where he's playing, not really. If you don't mention his name too often, it usually means he's doing good things. So tonight, I think he's done well. He's connected well. He's really moved the ball when he has had a chance, connected well with Mirkovic and paired up well with Mirkovic. So overall, solid first 45 minutes for the kid, and hopefully he comes out and can put in a full shift here with the second 45.
And for the Vancouver Whitecaps, they had a couple of opportunities. Billy Schuler right up the middle. He's really put some pressure on Patrick McLean. Blasco also had a shot on goal and a beautiful save by McLean. If you're the Whitecaps too, what are you looking to do?
You know, they got to come out here and deal with the win first and foremost. But, I mean, it seems like the only real chances that they've created off of have been counterattacks. So maybe they got to come out here, keep the ball at their feet a little bit better, move the ball quicker, move the ball crisper, and combine better. It has not looked like they've had too much combination play. As I said, most of their chances have come off those counterattacks where they spring people going on wide.
And I was looking at that first 45. It's hard to really pick out, okay, what are they doing well compared to what the Republic are doing? And it seems the Republic just are able to move the ball a little bit better than what we've seen from the Whitecaps, too. They just don't seem to have really that connection with one each other. Is that just going to come with time?
Yeah, it comes with time, maybe an off night too, but definitely does not look like they're combining well. I think if you're a coach in the locker room, you can't be too happy with the way things have gone in the first 45 minutes. But you know what? I guess the good news coming out of that is you're only down 1 goal, and what we mentioned earlier, one slip up, one mistake by the Republic, and you're back in this fully. So I guess all things considered, it could be worse for Vancouver right now.
And so Vancouver has only been able to score against Austin this season. They're really held scoreless now. When you go back to 5 different halves against 3 different teams. So they've got to find a way to put that ball into the net, and the Republic will try to keep that scoreless streak alive. And so the Whitecaps looking to improve to 2-2 on the year. And what we'll have is the Republic trying to pull out to 3-2 on the season. And that is something that has eluded them early on here. A lot of people were very nervous as they were 1-2 to start. Everyone was, what's going on here, Kevin? What's going to be the issues? And you know what? You always said, just relax. It's still early. We know this Republic team finishes strong, and technically that is what has happened so far as we about to get underway here at Bonney Field. A windy night at kickoff. It was 72 degrees, and the temperature starting to drop a little bit. And these early April games, Kevin, it could definitely get cold. They were very cold at at Hughes Stadium a year ago at this time.
Right. Right now, I think also what I think would be great for the Republic, their confidence, as we see Vukovic stepping on the pitch right now. So it does look like he's coming in for foreign. Is this back four keeping a clean sheet? Hasn't happened yet this year, and I think would be a big, big confidence boost for these guys going into the weekend and feeling good that the clean sheet can be had. And I think it'd be great for the Republic here tonight if they do keep that clean sheet.
And I know for Patrick McLean, he'd like that as well. He started off a little rough. I know it was a tough start for him, as he is a very prideful young man, and he wanted to ensure that he made a good impression with his teammates, especially coming in for Jake Leese and, of course, Dominic Djokovic, who had a very good season as well for this club a year ago. And that's a tough task to be asked to do something that is a very hard thing to do, and that's keep teams scoreless more times than not. Well, back into play here as we begin the second half from Bonney Field alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. The wind still kicking around here, headed toward the south end of the field, and now it's going to blow into the face of Spencer Ritchie. And Patrick McLean will also have the vibrations and sounds of the Tower Bridge Battalion behind him, try to get some momentum behind this team. And here's a good run on the right side. Whitecaps 2, and runs right into the chest of Daly. And a foul will be called. And slow to try to get up will be Purdham.
Yeah, Daly, a little bit late. We talked about decision making, just a little bit late there. But you know what? At the end of the day, not the worst foul to concede. Slows the corner kick down, or excuse me, slows the counterattack down as Blasso takes it. And you know, pretty sure Daly's fortunate here not to get a caution, as we just see one, excuse me. But yeah, poor decision, I think, by Daly. But you know what, not the worst thing in the world, as it slows the counterattack down, because Blazo was flying down the pitch. And Daly just a hair late on that step for that challenge.
And Blasco, you know, maybe got a guard on Daly, but Blasco's the one who's taking the brunt of this thing, because it's going to probably slow you just a tad as you try to get back going.
Yeah, he's slow to get up. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. But once again, here's a set piece, so make sure the Republic can deal with this well. A lot of communication needed for this.
Burrell and McKendry. It'll be McKendry. McKendry, the nice ball served inside. Coming and sweeping through is Clementa. Nice play, but back come the Whitecaps too. On the left side is Sanu. Sanu across. Vukovic gets his first touch of the night. Emra Clementa again. Sanu again showing that seat. And he is pulled back from behind from Ivan Mirkovic.
Mirkovic doesn't need to do that, I don't think. And I think that's maybe, you know, the one downside, or the one flaw that we see in Mirkovic. This is not a good place really to concede a foul. And kind of unnecessary. Looks like it might have been taken care of, as he had
Couple of defenders right in his way,
Seven.
Sanu. So Sanu able to make a nice play.
Yes.
So here again goes Perot, and again McKendry. It'll be Peru this time. Peru with a nice ball and a header. Slapped down by Patrick McLean.
Yeah, looked like that was going wide, but McLean had it covered anyways. Doesn't want to take any chances. Parries it away. But can't concede those set pieces in those difficult spots here, as it only leads to another corner kick with your heels in front of your own goal once again.
3 in a row for the Whitecaps too. Trying to tie this game back up. Peru from the corner. Lofts one high. Headed down. Still in trouble. Still up in there. Headed away. Another opportunity, and we may have a handball.
Looks like it was a foul there, as one of it might have been the big lad Nitty getting there, as McLean's going up to try to grab that thing in the air, is just kind of hip checked out of the way. As we're going to get a look at this right here. Knotted down, little scramble in front of the box, goes up, and just a shove there from Nitty.
Pushed McLean as it was right under the hip and brought him down.
But that, Rob, we talked about, that's how quickly this thing, the tide can turn here, as once again Vancouver coming out strong, Republic not necessarily coming out as strong as they'd like the first 5 minutes of the second half here. So someone's going to need to get the foot on the ball, slow things down again, get control, start moving it back and forth. Don't force things.
Rodrigo Lopez drawing a foul, and he's holding his right foot. Good clear out by Nitty, just a little too egregious.
Right. I mean, in that time, 9 times out of 10, the goalkeeper's going to get the benefit of the doubt anyways.
Dangerous ball inside, but credit to the Republic. Here's a bad ball by Vukovic. Finds Sanu, but somehow not able to control.
Vukovic a little rusty there with that. Just slices it off his left foot.
Off the chest of Clementa.
And you'll see Vukovic kind of strike that ball often. And every once in a while, he won't catch it cleanly just like he did there. Unfortunate for Republic. Not worse for the wear on that one, and nothing major is caused from it.
Wells Fargo, a proud supporter of Sacramento Republic FC and dedicated to helping people reach their goals on and off the field. Call, click, or stop by and start a conversation with us today. Wells Fargo, together we'll go far. 1-0 Sacramento over Vancouver. Rodrigo Lopez as the replay stepping in, and a foul is called against James Kiffin. Lopez with the only goal tonight. An assist from David Estrada. Lopez is third on the year. Vukovic letting Burnham get behind him, and that could be dangerous. Quick start, and here we go.
Yeah, offside there. Well done by the back four Republic. Held their line. We're all on the same page. Able to force Vancouver offside.
Tabo in the middle. Whitecaps starting to collapse a little bit. Swings it out wide here to Clementa. Clementa dumps it off to Tabo. Back to Clementa. Clementa keeps it on the ground. Track it down. Take it away. Another foul is called. It's getting a little tic-tacky here, Kevin.
And it's just lazy defending, really. I mean, people grabbing, people sticking their foot in there, diving in. Move your feet, do the hard work, get your body right. Clementa does a good job combining there with Octavio. I think the final pass just let him down a little bit, his cross into the box.
So Whitecaps trying to set things up. Here's Craig Nitty. 6'5", 220 pounds. Called for the foul in the box when the Whitecaps had their best chance to score just a few moments ago. And Kevin, not only with the wind of the players dealing this, but we smell a lot more of the food that's being brewed down in the market below. This is brutal.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to talk when your mouth is salivating from the smell of it.
We got corn dogs. I think we got a kettle corn. Looking up over top, Daly. The mark gets beat. Here's Sanu. Working on Vukovic. Gets past him. Brought down in the box. No whistle blown. Vukovic steps right in and slightly saved a big shot. Back come the Whitecaps too. Far side of the pitch. Dumping down low. Vukovic again.
Looks like Zev Talblid was getting up there a little gingerly. We saw him take that ace bandage off what looked like his quad or his hamstring. So we'll see how what transpires in the next few minutes here.
Serban to throw from the touchline for the Whitecaps, too. Trailed by a goal here. Trying to make something happen. Schuler goes down, and nice defending by the defender of the year, Vukovic. Here's Justin Braun. On the left side. Republic pushing. Braun is running. Swings it all the way to Clemenza on the right side. Clemenza will pause. Breaks right. Off the hand, won't call it off Sanu. Right down low again. Just missed time by Estrada over the top. Bicycle kick, can't get it to land in the direction he's looking for it. Republic still pressing here, and now finally cleared by the Whitecaps too.
I mean, that ball falls on the silver platter for Estrada. Can't make good contact on it, then tries an overhead kick. But a golden opportunity there for Republic to double the lead.
Temperatures dropping too in the wind, you know. The wind can be a factor, but that one was perfectly served by Clemenza.
Yeah, good work there. Clemenza 1v1, going after guys, going at defenders. Serves a good ball in the box, gets through the back post, and unfortunate for Estrada as he can't just put good, get good contact on it. And that's a situation too. Sometimes players might take too big of a swing there or hit the ball too hard. All you need to do is redirect that thing. It's got enough pace coming at you that simple redirection would be enough to beat the keeper.
On the ground again. Clemenza not able to squeak it through this time around. Taking it himself is beat Billy Schuler. Striker play with the Earthquakes. It's been very good, probably good for the development of this White Clubs 2 team too, and there's going to be an offside call. So the Republic will get it back. We'll have you visit the new USLsoccer.com. Get the latest news and live stats. Check out the new social media hub as well. USL Soccer coming a long way in the last few years. Very strong lead here in 2015. Breaking free, Mirkovic. That's Taubleeb.
Taubleeb gets bailed out there. Has a poor touch, too heavy, gets nicked off of him. And my eyes definitely commits a foul there. And honestly, foul and probably a caution for Taubleeb. Just a referee misses it in my mind.
Here's Purdham again. This time it's Mirkovic looking to get back. Purdham come with the pressure. McLean able to clear. Now Estrada still giving chase. Estrada. Oh, that was dangerous, Kevin.
Yeah, nervous ball there. I think that was Parker to head that thing back with a guy like Estrada and his pace as a counterattack gets sprung right now.
Clemenza whips. Run the left side. Back to the middle. A chance. Collapsing. Republic able to save another shot on goal.
Yeah, Vukovic doesn't get a good clearance on it. Doesn't get a good foot.
Estrada trying to be nitty.
Really drops right to Vancouver. Unfortunately, just maybe a little bit too high.
So here's Jordan Hayes out on the wing. Great cross into the middle.
Vukovic just puts it right to Schuler.
And Daly's almost lucky not to get hit on a handball there. So the cross played pretty well, able to step in front as he did, but it popped the ball right back up to Billy Schuler.
Yeah, once again, maybe rust from Vukovic. Speed of the game, you can't necessarily recreate the pace of the play. You can't recreate when you're rehabbing. Coming out here, it's probably going to take him a good, 5-10 minutes to get his feet wet again. But
especially sitting on the bench, a little cold here. Here's James Kiffey. Kiffey cuts back toward the middle. Braun lets it slide through. Taubleeb working around the horn. To the middle, Tavo. Ill-advised pass, and out come the Whitecaps too.
Yeah, that's Mirkovic. That's what we're talking about, being patient, Rob. You don't need to force that. Play it outside. You got Clemenza. Clemenza's having a good night so far in the second half, going at defenders, as once again Guzman and Braun not on the same page. But Mirkovic, be a little more patient there. No need to force that ball.
Sacramento looking so sharp for most of the first half. Daly again. Here's Sanu. Daly able to get there just a step in time, but it seems that you have Daly beat so often, as we see Max Alvarez ready to check in. and he just always is able to recover very nicely.
Yeah, that's athleticism, I think, with Daly.
Into the box, slowing down. Purdam takes a shot on goal to the right side, misses wide.
I'm not sure if McLean got a hand on it. If he did, that's a phenomenal save again down to his right. That's McLean, just such a good shot stopper. Challenge that guy from anywhere. I love to see that.
Purdam, that first touch, beautiful.
Great strike. Might have been going wide anyways, but McLean had it covered. I think it might have been Blasso with the strike there. Thing bounced up perfectly for him, struck it hard with his right foot. McLean, once again, good save down to his right. Yeah, looks like Taubleeb's coming out. Might have a little hamstring thing, so he's gingerly jogging off. So we'll see what sort of shift we see here. I imagine Guzman's going to come into the middle. Alvarez going to go out wide. And I like that. I like the combination of Mirkovic and Guzman in the middle. Hopefully Alvarez can come out here. He's got 30 minutes to go here in this game. Come out and make an impact. Get yourself some fitness, some match fitness tonight.
Referee whistles the ball in play. Sent long, sent deep. Great play by Patrick McLean to snatch it out of the air.
Yeah, McLean grabs that thing, picks it out of the air nicely.
That's a good looking ball, Kevin.
Through traffic.
Here's Justin Braun. A couple of nice plays by Patrick McLean tonight. Couple to his right. That one going up in the air on the corner kick.
Yeah, I think the numbers we've seen. Ro's going to strike this.
Here's Rodrigo Lopez, and just missed the far post.
What a save by Richie, but you can see that from a mile away. Roro's just teeing that thing, sizing it up, looking at the goalkeeper, which ways he's leaning. As we see him, he looked again, there he looked again. Strikes it well, great save. That thing's going in the bottom left, bottom right corner.
Just off the fingertips of Richie.
Richie makes a great save there.
So here's Alvarez, the in-swinger. Still some chances for the Republic. Stays alive. And down goes Mickey Daly, who's holding his left leg, it appears.
He's holding his calf or his Achilles.
Might be his calf.
He can't get up right now. It's kind of concerning at this point.
I think they're going to come out and take a look at Mickey Daly. I'm not sure whether or not he was kicked or it's cramping up on him, because, you know, Kevin, if temperatures drop early this season, we saw this last year, and he may have just taken one harder. He's able to get back up, but sometimes you take the studs back to the calf there, it never feels too great. Here's Emmer Clementa as Daly's going to get all the way back. If you take this possession off. Here's Alvarez, a beauty to Justin Braun. Braun on the end line. Braun high, too strong, too far, and a wasted opportunity for Sacramento.
A good combination play, but once again, you don't want Braun to be the one serving that ball in there. You want someone, Alvarez, you want him serving the ball. At worst case scenario, Estrada, you want Braun in the box with his big body, making some hard, crisp runs. But unfortunate for Braun, once again, I don't think it's a specialty. He tries to loft one back post, puts a little bit too much under it, sails out for a goal kick.
Sacramento with about 29 minutes plus to play here. With the 1-0 advantage from Estrada to Rodrigo Lopez, who picked up his third goal of the season. Nearly a second just off the fingertips of Spencer Ritchie, who decided to take one himself 2 minutes ago. Here's Estrada working the left touchline, taken down hard, trips over, and it'll be a throw-in for the Whitecaps too.
Yeah, Nitty, good, well defended there. Estrada tries to do something a little cheeky, but Nitty's sees it all day.
It looks like Adnan Grabelic will come in, and I think it's his birthday today, if I'm not mistaken. Thought I saw that on the Instagram account. So Adnan Grabelic
coming in for Braun.
Coming in for Justin Braun. First time he's seen some action here at Bonney Field in regular USL Pro play.
Big body, 6'3", 6'4". You can see the size coming up front.
Played in Croatia a season ago, 4 matches, drafted 37th overall in 2014 by Sporting Kansas City.
St. Louis kid.
See what we can do here for the Republic. And McKendry with a quick throw in, but Inaugural, we'll see what he can do here out on the pitch. He's got some speed a little bit, Kevin. See if this pace will work well, and he's called for a foul. And Tim Parker able to draw one. It looks like a string of substitutions likely coming for the Whitecaps too as well.
Yeah, maybe a little bit from behind here, but just shows Grbelic's athleticism right there and strength.
Sometimes the size will get you, Kev.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see what he can do tonight and throughout the rest of the season here with the Republic.
Clementa keeps it high. Going down was McKendry. Dangerous play out here in front of McLean. Schuler giving chase. A little different atmosphere here tonight, Kevin. It's just, I don't know if the energy's missing, if the wind is taking it out of people. I mean, it just seems to be not just even the fans, but more the players too. It just seems to be a weird air about tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think the wind takes a little bit out of everybody. Makes things a little more difficult. Takes a little energy away from everybody.
I know our notes were blown away here before the broadcast even started. Max Alvarez running. Grbelich looking toward the middle. Lopez. Is that Estrada? No, it is Lopez. Here's Kiffy. Kiffy goes to the end line. Just sends it into the box. No one there. And here's Clementa now back with a chance. Roro waiting for it. Beautiful ball from Lopez. Kiffy, handed save, trying to find the net. Was Grbelich and couldn't get it.
Great job by Roro and Clementa. The combination play out here again. Clementa does a great job of just moving into the inside and then sliding back outside. Good ball in the box. Hard ball low across the front. Richie does a good job, gets his hand on it.
And then an ankle on it, it looked like. At the very end there, and able to save what been a likely goal and assist.
But love seeing that combination play between Lopez and Clementa on the outside. And it was a great little deke by Clementa to kind of shade himself in the inside. And as soon as Lopez got his head up, Clementa takes that step, and there he goes right there. Hard across the face of the goal, which is what you want right there. You know, could have gone either way on a corner kick or goal kick, but I tell you what, Richie does a good job getting down low and saving that thing early.
Well, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest soccer information. Substitutions, will clear those up for you as a string of them for the Whitecaps. Guzman.
Yeah, Rob, similarly, the Whitecaps have had a tough run of games. 3 games in 7 days this week also, so you'll see some interesting substitutions, getting guys rest. But they're chasing the game at this point, so.
2 new strikers, Caleb Clark and Brett Levis. A lot of speed up top there. Clark drafted in 2012. Made his MLS debut against Dallas that same season from British Columbia. Joined the residency program in 09. Then you have Brett Levis. Played on the U23 Whitecaps squad. Out on the right side. Great ball. Great chance. Deflected.
McLean was in no man's land right there. Looked to try to come out. That's the worst spot you want to be as a goalkeeper.
There's that speed, Kevin. Clark and Levis up top. Clark with a great chance here. Didn't convert.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of the Vancouver players pretty pacey as these subs coming in and showing that pace.
Here's Clark again. Airmail. Clementa steps up. Clementa with some nice footwork. Able to clear. Here's Alvarez. Threes. Estrada will need to get back on side. And a bad ball, a giveaway, and here's the Whitecaps too with a good chance on the counter.
Yeah, decision making once again, Rob. That's just a poor decision, poor execution. Like to see Alvarez go a little bit quicker with a little more pace as soon as that counterattack is sprung. Does not do so, comes back on the inside, gives the ball away. Good chance, 3-on-4 really, where you'd like to see at least a shot getting taken by the Republic, and Vancouver snuffs that thing out.
Looking for Clark again. We've seen Blasco coming up.
Mirkovic, just a little bulldog in there, getting stuck in, doing the dirty work. Love seeing that as a teammate. You know, at this point in the game, 65th, 67th minute, guys are tired, but who's the one stepping up, winning balls, winning challenges, retaining possession? Mirkovic, last 2 plays. Those are just, you know, you don't really see those on the score sheet, but they mean a lot for the momentum of the game. And things like that, if you don't earn those fouls and do that dirty work, can lead to turnovers and bad possessions here by Republic.
And walking off the field for a moment may have been Kiffy. Kiffy's back in play. So too are the Republic and the Whitecaps. Whitecaps trying to even this one up. Clark offside.
He might have been just offside right there. I think Kiffy might have been a little bit below, a little bit behind the line, but fortunate, was far enough of the field and in tune with his back four just enough and held them offsides.
And Tyler Rosenlund also checking in, 22 appearances in 2014 with Rochester Rhinos. And just a couple of steps, easy call.
Yeah, look at
the assistant to make.
Daly's chasing right there. Probably didn't have too much idea what's going on. Unfortunately, he was offsides. Bailed him out a little bit.
Sanu looking for Clark. Back to Sanu again. Sanu. And out comes McLean for another nice stop.
Oh, and a great distribution there by McLean.
Rodney
Zips
Roro.
that thing. Zips that thing to Roro on a frozen rope. Comes out nicely, picks that thing up, and strikes a clean ball out to Roro to try to spring a counterattack.
Back to the middle of the field here. Looking for Alvarez down the lane. A takeaway. Styling. Grabelic gives it away again. Sacramento 3 straight possessions when they've gotten near the 18, Kevin, have coughed it right back up.
Yeah, a little more patience, maybe a little bit crisper on top of that 18-yard box. But half the battle's getting there now. The next half is actually trying to take advantage of it, get a shot off, get something productive from it.
Lopez takes one to the back, and it's going to go against Ben McKendry. Well, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content, or follow the league at USL on Twitter to become a league insider. Joey, club conversations have a chance at exclusive giveaways as well. It's a replay there of the foul. But back come the Whitecaps too. Each team just 2 easy giveaways at this point in time, Kevin.
Yeah, and you know, I think this point in the game too, this might have something to do with both playing games Saturday night, coming out here, heavy legs maybe. Roro with the goal.
Roro's going to take a shot. Oh, my, do you believe it? Unbelievable. Rodrigo Lopez from midfield with a goal. It's 2-0.
Rodrigo giving everyone a show. That came out tonight. That's unbelievable. Takes a quick peek. 60-yard ball, drives it halfway through. We knew it, up in the air. Hits the net on a fly. What a strike. You see something like that EPL on Saturday, Sunday mornings. Roro showing us something special. Hopefully the fans appreciate that. That was a phenomenal goal there.
You called it perfectly, Kevin. Even Preki loves that one.
Roro never ceases to amaze me out here. Unbelievable. Strikes that ball perfectly. The wind's at its back. He knows what's going on. Just a little gamer out there.
And Richie, just a youngster from the University of Washington, gets caught looking, and Lopez makes him pay his 4th on the season.
Yeah, and you can't even fault Richie for that at that point. I mean, it's such an ambitious strike by Lopez. I mean, Richie's probably in the right position, but I tell you what, too much skill by Rodrigo. It makes Vancouver pay. Big goal, too. Here we are in the 70th minute, 1-0. That doubles the lead, gives a little bit of cushion. And I'm telling you what, that's just an absolute momentum snuff, a killer for Vancouver, and great for the Republic.
I don't even know if we caught that on camera. That was so deep.
That's just Rodrigo doing what he does, man. Unreal.
We're going to take a look at it here in a second. I'm getting word from the truck. So unbelievable. Rodrigo Lopez, who has shown us so many incredible moments since he's put on a Republic uniform. And I'll tell you what, there might be number 2 from the hat trick he had against the Galaxy 2 in the semifinal match. You could put this one right there, number 2. Incredible, Rodrigo Lopez. Still on the touchline, nice chance. David Estrada. Estrada finds Rodrigo. broken up by Nitty. Grabelic goes in high and a handball and maybe an offside against the Republic.
Yeah, that starts all with Nitty. Nitty's not doing a great job.
But here is Rodrigo Lopez again from the other side of the field.
Right on midfield, takes one touch, looks up, sees the keeper cheating maybe a little bit. He knows it. Come on over, everybody. We're going to take a little bit longer celebration for this one. What a finish.
Wow.
Oh, man, that's something you do not see very often. First, you don't see many guys taking it, and if you do take it and you miss, you're going to get some pretty dirty looks, especially from a coach like Preki. Preki's not going to want to see you do that, but you know what, Roro? Feeling good, feeling confident, and strikes it perfectly. I tell you what, beautiful, beautiful goal.
So many other sports, you know, with basketball, the deep three. Don't take that. Okay, good job.
Exactly. Just
same thing, right?
Yeah. Very, very well struck goal by Lopez. Put that on the highlight reel, and I hope we see that for a long time to come because a special, special goal tonight.
So looks like they will have Cameron Iwasa come in for David Estrada, and likely Gabe Gonzalez as well. And so Gabe Gonzalez will come in for Rodrigo Lopez at the break. So Estrada with a standing ovation, but Rodrigo Lopez handing it off to Ivan Mirkovic. Final words for the captain's band, and he's going to get a standing ovation as Rodrigo Lopez comes off the field here in the substitution for Gabe Gonzalez to replace him.
Yeah, Roro, enjoy this, buddy. Take your time running off here. The fans respect you. They appreciate what you're doing. You put on a show for them tonight. What a game so far. 2 goals. Here's another look at that finish. What a finish, Roro. Go get yourself a rest. Put some ice on his hamstrings. You got another game this Saturday. Great game. Sleep well tonight, buddy. You earned a beer after this game, I tell you what.
Wow. I mean, I think half the stadium is still smiling from that one, Kevin.
That
was amazing.
What a goal. Special, special goal.
You've called both of his goals tonight. You called the one that he was going to take, and then that didn't end up scoring, but you called that one. I almost looked at you crazy, and then I see the ball hit the net, and Kevin Goldthwait was right on. Rodrigo Lopez. And he's just like that, no longer is Octavio Guzman the leading goal scorer for the Republic this season. It is now Rodrigo Lopez with 4. Tavo right behind him with 3.
Yeah, we talked about it, you know, what a season he put together last year. Kind of unfortunate, Molina taking that MVP trophy. But Ro, it might have had to have been a tough decision for the guys.
Here's Sanu. Clementa overplays. Sanu just mailed it to the left side. May have been touched by Mirkovic.
Good defending. Poor defending to begin with, but good job closing things down, making it difficult, making Sanu make a decision. Doesn't strike it, does not execute well, as McLean does the same thing here, just gives the ball away. As you look at this, yeah, just poor execution. Looks like he's on his weaker left foot. Technique did not look that crisp and sharp there on Sanu's left foot.
Another chance here, working the left side, Jordan Haynes. Haynes with a nice ball. Republic defended it well. Here's Grabelic. Grabelic out and running, the Croatian national. Moving, showing some nice pace. Cut off.
I'm excited to see what Grabelic can do this year. You see plays like that, see that athleticism. He has all those tools, but this is where players really needed to start focusing on decisions, and that's where I think a lot of players, you see a lot of really athletic, really fast, really quick players, strong players, but what really separates the best from the best.
Here's Salil Sanu. Nice service inside. Clark just missed it. Offside. Clark, that's the 3rd time tonight he's been offside.
Yeah, they're pressing right now. But even going back to Grabelic, it's just at this point in time, you have the athleticism, you have the strength, but the decision making, as you see him offsides here, the decision making is what really separates players, good players from great players. How quickly you can make those decisions. Do you make the right decisions? You'll hear us talk about decisions for the Republic throughout the rest of this year, and that's really what makes players, good from great. So we'll see if a guy like Grabelic, who has all those tools, can he make right decisions at the right time in certain points during the games.
Gabe Gonzalez in the middle, and the whistle is blown. Well, soccer fans, you can watch all USL regular season and playoff games live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with USL YouTube channel today. Whistle blown against Daly, and Clark able to draw the referee's attention as he worked into the 78th minute here at Bonney Field. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister, and another look at it. Maybe Daly just a tad late. Now they're there together. Interesting call.
Maybe going a little bit too strong through the back of the back of the Vancouver player.
And more substitutions on the way for Vancouver. Blagojevic. So Jovan, 18 games, 18 goals at Simon Fraser University last year, and played for the head coach here, Sahil Sanu.
Yeah, Blagojevic coming in. See what they do with their back four, if they're going to keep the back four, or maybe throw another attacking player forward.
Sanu with a good look. Nice play by McLean to stay low to his knees.
Yeah, he's some traffic. That ball was going through some traffic, so well done by McLean, picking that thing cleanly.
Good play in the middle of the field here for the Republic. It's been the difference maker.
Yeah, looks like Vancouver's sticking with the back four. I tell you, if you look at it right now, they almost have a back five. And it kind of shows how high Republic's wingers are playing, forcing Vancouver's midfielders to track back and play more defense and think defense before offense, which, I mean, if you're doing that, you're not going to be scoring goals. Good battle with Iwasa in the middle of the park there. Earns the foul.
And when you're talking about the five, it's really Jovan Blagojevic, who really just came in, so he's probably watching from sidelines. You know, he's looking and tracking, and watching Clemente come so far up.
Yeah, Blagojevic is going to take, it's going to take him a little while to really get comfortable on where and what and who's he stepping on and who are set pieces, who are his marks. But definitely, I mean, you don't see any sort of pressing yet from Vancouver. They're holding that back four line, and you know, here we are in the 10 minutes to go. Kind of an interesting tactic. Would like to see, you know, if I'm a Vancouver fan, would like to see maybe pull one of the center halves and throw up another striker.
Finding Iwasa. Iwasa near the end line. Iwasa kind of cut back. Battle for it. And Sanu able to find it. Stepping up again. Here come the Republic. Vukovic. Vukovic coming all the way up near the 18. Belic can't handle on. Here's Max Alvarez. Cross into the middle, looking for Iwasa.
Belic looks a little timid up there. You want to see your striker want to take the ball and strike it on target. Looks like he's being a little bit too unselfish. It's a great step in with Guzman right here as we win the ball back and go forward.
Here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez will take a shot. Just missed it wide.
Gonzalez doesn't need to be asked twice to shoot.
He's checked in. He's going to let that win. He saw what Roro did. Just laces this one.
Good strike. Doesn't miss by much. You got the win at your back. Why not?
Good track by Daly. Well, tonight may be sold out, but it's not too late to get your tickets for the 2015 season. Season tickets still available, starting at packages at $200. All you do is go to sacrepublicfc.com or call 307-6100 for your chance to see a match here live at Bonney Field. It is quite a treat. I don't think there is a single place in the USL that you can watch a match like this. There's a serve, a low ball sent to the middle, an opportunity back for McKendry. McKendry keeping it low on the turf, and a nice job by Patrick McLean, kept his eye on it through traffic.
Yeah, once again, going through a lot of traffic. You got McKendry, doesn't strike that clean, but McLean is able to go down to his right and hold that ball, going through a lot of traffic.
Blagojevic off the head. And here's a chance at it again to McLean to his right. McLean is very good to his right.
I think he's, like we mentioned earlier, a good shot stopper, can get down to the ground quickly, both left and right side. I think tonight he's just been tested to his right a few times, is all we've really seen. And I think we'll be pleasantly surprised if you're a Republic fan at how good of a shot stopper he is, and really can distribute the ball out of his hands nicely, which is kind of a little added bonus to spring some counterattacks. There's a little turnover here again.
Gabe Gonzalez to Iwasa. Iwasa working it. Iwasa just sent it high.
Good work by Iwasa. You gotta, take your chance, make your decision. He does so does it with conviction, which is what you want to see. Unfortunately, the execution technique isn't there at the end. Makes his decision. Just needs to put that thing on target, but does a good job. Does it with conviction. I think that's what you want to see from your strikers. So, for all things considered right there, pretty good take by Iwasa. Hopefully, next time he gets a chance, he's going to put that thing on target.
Here's Clark with the back header. Little chest trap off the leg of Guzman. Daly sending it. Iwasa giving chase again.
Good work by Iwasa again. Forces that run right there, that effort you put in. I mean, doesn't go down on the score sheet, but once we retain possession once again. So good work by Iwasa, making things difficult for Vancouver, which is, you want to be a difficult player to play against, and Iwasa shows that.
Sacramento's kept the pressure on by bringing in Gabelich and Iwasa.
Yeah, been a little bit of shot in the arm for the Republic. Vancouver doesn't really seem to have any answer or response for these guys, as their energy level is just much different than Vancouver's right now.
That touch by Max Alvarez there. Chills trying to find his way a little bit.
He's coming off that injury, and I tell you, he's got to start really getting himself involved, and hopefully he's at 100%.
Played 30 matches a season ago, 3 goals, 8 assists. I mean, he was crucial, especially on the set pieces coming from the corner kicks. He was very good.
Yeah, we talk about Roro being special with on set pieces.
Mirkovic took one to the left shoulder, and he's still on the ground.
See, the ref
Daly trying to beat Clark and breaks it up.
The official stays in play here.
Stayed right in play.
The official needs to stop that play. If he's not going to stop that one, but stops the one earlier in the match where the Republic are able to spring an attack, and this is right in front of him when it happens.
He's pointing to the sideline for some help, and Nemanja Vukovic very upset with it, and Mirkovic still holding his left shoulder.
Yeah, and Preki knows. I mean, it's just, if you're going to do it once, you got to be consistent as a referee. That's all you ask for as a coach. I don't care if you're going to call things tightly or call things loosely, but you need to be consistent. And Preki's got the right to be pretty irritated here, because it happens right in front of the official, and yet he allows Vancouver to go out on a counterattack. And fortunate for Republic, it only ends up in a throw-in. Could have been worse. But still, if that ends up being in a goal, completely different last 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes here with injury time, where eventually, Vancouver could nick 2 goals. I mean, I don't know. Just not a fan of that decision by the official.
And Preki visibly upset as Mirkovic comes off, and maybe just a little stinger, and pop that out a little quick. I don't know if he. Kind of a delayed reaction from Mirkovic.
Yeah, Mirkovic
maybe a little stinger out there on the high end.
He uses his arms quite a bit. And I think it's worse for the wear on that one, as it looked like they're kind of doing something with his shoulder or collarbone.
Throwing here. Into the box. Sent quickly by the Republic. Back up the field. The wind brings it back in. It's the Whitecaps. McKendry.
Last 5 minutes here. Can't be complacent as Mirkovic is coming back in. Probably going to foul someone right now. Good job. Get yourself back in the box, right in front of that back four, Mirkovic. But yeah, last 5 minutes going to be real important. Don't get complacent. Communicate still the back four. Get that clean sheet.
Crossed by the Alberta native Hayes. Haynes not able to find a teammate. And for our fans at home, you can follow live stats and more via Twitter through the club's Twitter handle at Sac Republic FC. Also the hashtag each and every match, first 3 letters. Able to keep track of all of it on Twitter and social media throughout the season. 2-0 advantage here. 2 goals by Rodrigo Lopez tonight. This goal kick coming here from Patrick McLean. Much higher ball from McLean here in the second half if he's going with the win. Time running out for the Whitecaps too. Mirkovic trying to keep it forward. Here's Gonzalez. Gabelich out on the left wing. Sends a cross where nobody is trailing.
Yeah, poor decision again. 2.5 minutes left to go in the game. You want to keep possession. No reason to force it. You're up 2 goals.
Sacramento, big news as the Republic launching their U.S. Development Academy, and the tryouts for the U13, 14, U15, 16, and U17, 18 teams will be taking place through May 5th through the 7th at Mather Sports Complex. Now, pre-registration is required. All you have to do is go to sacrepublicfc.com for more details. But again, the academy will begin later this season, and what a get for Sacramento. We talked a lot about it in the last match against Los Angeles Galaxy 2 and what it's done for that team. The idea is to get it for the Republic on the move up to MLS. And a press conference today by Mayor Kevin Johnson and Sac Republic leaders as well, including the see exactly what the city plans to do and how they're going to get ready in 2015 to build a stadium as soon as they get a team. And here comes Haynes again. Haynes into the box, looking for Clark, broken up by Vukovic. Still fighting.
Yeah, Republic just doing a good job, staying in the right positions there. Vancouver's only got 1 or 2 guys up front making runs. Just a matter of staying in your position, staying solid, get your shoulders turned in the right direction, which Vukovic did a good job there, worked his feet nicely.
It's cleared away again. And to Kevin, we did talk to Mayor Kevin Johnson at the halftime in our last broadcast, and he said Operation Turnkey is in full effect. They're going to be ready as soon as MLS says, here you go. You are the next city to be awarded a expansion franchise. Meantime, we got to keep selling out here at Bonney Field. Don't forget that season tickets are still available. Individual tickets still available as well. You can have a chance to come see your Republic take on some of the best teams in the USL this season, see if they can try to repeat. It was a great 2014. See if we can continue in 2015 here at Inaugural. Belich coming in on as a sub, which will be a Republic victory tonight if this score holds. 2-0 so far, the final moments. A windy, cool night in Sacramento.
You got the battalion.
Still singing. They got the scarves.
Held up high. Might need them around your necks tonight, which is maybe one of the few nights you actually need a scarf here in Sacramento.
Got a little cool toward the end of September, but there was a couple of colder matches in those first weeks at Hughes Stadium last season. I think we were in such a closed, confined, warm box, we didn't realize how cold it was out there. Off the face of Guzman. Surprisingly, Guzman's been in this whole match as well, but they've been pretty thin at that midfielder possession. And here's Belich. Will he add one more? Loses it right off the chest of Richie.
Hammers that thing right off the chest. Once again, I don't know if that's the best decision there. Maybe keep the ball, bring it in the corner, kill 30 seconds, kill 45 seconds, get closer to the end of this game. But Republic retained possession, so no big deal.
Clock has struck 90. We do not see added time, so we imagine that the whistle will likely blow, and there it is. So for the second straight match here at Bonney Field, the Republic will come away victorious. They've got one more in this 7-day span against the Portland Timbers too. But tonight it was all Rodrigo Lopez. An assist from David Estrada on the first, but then Roro from past the midpoint line able to strike home the second goal. And Sacramento goes on to win this one 2-0. And again, here's Rodrigo Lopez. Kevin, you called it perfectly, and it just tags the net on the fly.
And just a wonder strike. A joy to see, really. I mean, how often does this happen? And tonight, to have it on a night like tonight, Roro cap off, grabs the brace, 2 goals. Our man of the match, probably for sure, without a doubt. So just a wonderful, wonderful night from Roro, capped off with that beautiful strike as he was subbed off a few minutes later. But tell you what, fun to watch. Once again, Bonney Field's the fortress. So difficult to play against at a place like this. And Republic are really solidifying that notion and letting it be known in the league that you come into Bonney Field, you're going to be up for a battle.
Kevin, what makes this place so tough to play in if you're a visitor? I mean, we even saw Los Angeles, and here's the first goal.
Roro using his right toe.
And you find that LA went up 2-0 in that semifinal game, and that really was the biggest advantage we'd seen from any team come into Bonney and really have an impact like that. I mean, again and again, they just seem to be so tough here on the confines of Bonney Field.
And you know, it's kind of funny too. It's almost a double-edged sword. It's such a fun place to play and such a different atmosphere than the rest of the.
And let's head down to the man of the match, and looks like we have Mickey Daly.
When this went 2-0, and Rodrigo was amazing. What were you thinking on that second goal?
I mean, when he shot it, I was kind of like, what is he thinking? And then I saw where the goalie was, and I was like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a Sports Center highlight for sure. Pretty windy out here tonight. Was the wind a factor in this game at all?
A little bit. It wasn't too bad. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot worse, but, I mean, it was just great to get the win.
Obviously, anytime you can get a shutout, it's great. You guys were really strong defensively tonight.
Yeah, I mean, first shutout of the year, so, I mean, it's great. Pat made a couple big saves. Defensively, I think we are getting a lot better every game, so it's good.
Yeah, obviously, great effort tonight. Back at home on Saturday against Portland. That'll be a great game.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's always great playing at home.
Absolutely, playing the Timbers, too. They're always very good.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Mickey, congratulations. You're our player of the game. We'll see you out here on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, let's hear from Mickey Daly, our Bonney player of the game. See you back here on Saturday, 7:30. Back up to you, Jamie.
And fans, tonight's attendance was more than 10,000 Sacramento Republic FC fans filling the stands tonight. Thank you to all of the best fans in soccer. Head downtown to De Beers Irish Pub for the home of all things soccer for the official Sacramento Republic FC post-pint party. You can enjoy a variety of local brews and your fellow Sacramento Republic FC fans. Sacramento Republic FC will host the Portland Timbers FC this Saturday, April 18th, right here at Bonney Field. Match time, 7:30 p.m. Gates opening at 6 p.m. For ticket information, visit sacrepublicfc.com. On behalf of the Republic FC and the entire entertainment team, my name is Jamie Coffey. Thank you for spending your evening here with us at Bonney Field. Please travel home safely and have yourselves a great night.
Medical team here at UC Davis is good. It's great. You know, it's important to have a good staff that's going to get injured guys back on the field as soon as possible. You know, we want to limit the amount of time players are out, and that's what they're here for. Yeah, I mean, the doctors first off, they kind of analyze what's going on, what's going wrong, and then from there, they kind of get a game plan as far as rehab, exercises to try and get you back on the field as soon as possible.
My name's Dr. Eric Giza. Dr. Brian Davis and I are the co-team physicians for the Sacramento Republic FC. With us, we have a wealth of experience. I myself have worked with Major League Soccer and U.S. Soccer. So we're here to provide the best care for the Sacramento Republic FC, as well as all our patients in the Sacramento region.
Health Advantage is doctors we know and trust.
My advantage is choices. Lots of choices.
Our advantage is specialists for whatever comes next.
Our advantage is knowing that we're ready for anything.
From doctors and specialists you know and trust to affordable plans and flexibility, Western Health Advantage has an advantage that's perfect for you.
Advantage Ying.
Advantage Mike and Chris.
Western Health Advantage. Advantage you.
Our Western Health Advantage.
It was a windy night in Sacramento, and it helped out Rodrigo Lopez with one of the most beautiful goals that we have seen in quite some time. Sacramento goes on to win this one 2-0 as they partake in their final stretch here before heading back to the locker room. Kevin, it was windy, but it sure was fun, wasn't it?
What a night. I mean, kind of a funky, weird, odd night with the wind. Just a different sort of atmosphere and vibe here at Bonney Field that we're not fully accustomed to. But you know what? If you stayed for the match and lasted and saw Rodrigo's second goal, an absolute treat. Some good highlights here. Octavio had a good night tonight. Some good effort. You know, and all in all, I think pretty good play. First 5-10 minutes of the first half and second half for Republic weren't great, but everything kind of settled down a little bit for him and turned in actually a good performance tonight, and especially back forward getting their first clean sheet of the year, which should give him a bit of confidence, a little boost of confidence as things go forward here with another game here in the next couple of days.
There was Kiffy, had a good shot right at the top of Richie, not able to get it through, and I like that from Kiffy, though. He made a nice play, good ball on it. Sacramento took some high-quality shots at the net tonight.
Yeah, good, just solid combination between the middle of the field, and I think dealing with the wind, they did a great job of keeping the ball on the ground, moving it through the middle of the park rather than spraying it wide and looking for things to come into the box. So, all in all, good performance by the Republic as Roro's goal right there.
Great pass from Estrada, too. Those two are really starting to come together. You see them playing well.
Yeah, they had one or two really good combination plays.
And this is, I could call it the goal of the year because we're only 5 matches in, Kevin.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to beat. But just a wonderful strike by Roro tonight.
And we got to see this one again. If we can take a look as Roro's walking out the field, going to talk to the media out here post-match. He's got the scarf on, keeping warm. But take a final look at this goal. I mean, just a beautiful strike. Tease it up. Saw Richie coming too high. It just went.
Yeah, you heard Daly too. He said the same thing that we're thinking up here. Like, it's one of those, if you see him doing it, you're like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, come on, guy. Oh, by the way, it's in the back of the net. Perfect. So, great strike there. He strikes it really, really well. It doesn't have too much spin on it. And obviously, we're talking about a 50, 60-yard strike downwind. And not that big of a run-up on it either. Kind of just gets it out from under his feet, takes 2 or 3 steps, and just strikes it through the laces, through the back of the ball. Wonderful goal. Wonderful goal.
Well, see what we can do on Saturday. 7:30 coming up, back on the CW 31. Kevin Goldthwait and I will have the broadcast here. We have the gates opening at 6:30 if you're coming to the match. But Timbers 2 coming to town. Should be a great matchup. We'll see Jake Leeson back in the box. Harrison Delbridge, Stephen Evans. That team's been played pretty well. They had a nice game against the Republic, able to take a victory as Stephen Evans made the Republic made them pay on a broken play, and that was the difference maker. A 2-1 victory. See the Republican bounce back here. That's coming up on Saturday night. We appreciate you tuning into this one as we get a final look. As that was even Gabe Gonzalez trying to get something going as of late. For our entire crew behind the scenes and for Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll see you Saturday right here on the YouTube stream or on the CW 31.